At this point, a magical chest drops in front of Galarick. Galarick opens, and lo and behold,
+2.
I was going to say +5 adamantine full plate. There we go.
Oh, why not? Treat yourself, you know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Roll the Bones. My name is Rob and I'm joined as ever by my wonderful players and a new addition, it seems, looking at Matt's camera. But first of all, I begin by asking the immortal question, what happened previously on Knights of the Apocalypse Omen War?
Oh, shit went down.
Describe us in any way, Rob. Normally you give us a lovely adjective. Or
I know, I was too busy enchanted by
it straight to us.
I was enchanted by the presence of a new entity, which we will have to reintroduce.
A wide-eyed anime girl.
Yes. Which is
it's just what I've always wanted to be, that's all.
Absolutely.
Well, I would use the adjective porous. We are porous because we need to avoid the rain because we soak that shit up.
Right.
And that's how we started last time. So we made the appropriate saves and we managed to save ourselves from the spell rain. It was close, though, as I recall.
It was very close.
And then had to cower away from the rain whilst being stared at by this soul-haunting creature for 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it was like actual torture. Just 5 hours.
5 hours of just watching
face to face with this
really surreal experience for sure.
It was a representative of the rot root, essentially, wasn't it? It was like the spirit of the trees and the forest and it basically was just saying, you can't come in.
Yeah.
It was just doing that the whole time. No.
Well, it was more, you can come in, but it showed Pop in particular, promised Pop what would effectively happen to you, and Pop had like a vision of nature met with the ferocity of the wild, and it not looking great. But yeah, eventually you managed to escape, and you headed north to the entrance of the Observatory. What do you remember about that?
Big waterfall. We were at the base of a very large waterfall.
That's
you
right.
could see the tower at the top, and we found a small entrance at the base of the waterfall.
That's right.
Which led to a sort of small antechamber, as I recall, that had a puzzle door, because we all love a puzzle door.
Oh, yes.
Gotta have antechambers. Bitches love antechambers. Gotta have puzzle doors.
And we gave ourselves away the minute we arrived. Because
We were not twice.
we were not in any way slime.
Yes, whilst figuring out the globe that held the door closed, one of us tripped the alarm wire, and I can't honestly remember who it was.
It was Blease.
I
was
think
it?
that was probably me.
Okay.
I'll own up to that. Why not?
That's right.
All I
So
can say is, oops.
unfortunately, yeah, you did trigger a noise trap, and you heard some voice mutter about how their long vigil had finally come to an end, indicating that whoever was behind that door had been there for some time. Before that, you solved the riddle. You worked out that you needed to point to the land of the phase origin on this planet, on this world. And you were successful.
Eldarium? Was it Eldarium?
So
No, it
you
was
went
north.
to Cerador, and then worked out from Cerador that the elves crossed from Vayrilian onto Cerador, so you realised it was Vayrilian. Vayrilian was the answer. So after that little bit of lore exposition, you opened the door and were faced with an old enemy.
Yes. The bloody blood judges.
Bloody blood judges themselves.
Just the blood judges.
Yes.
We were invisible, luckily, and combat ensued, which was eventful.
That's right.
Mostly for poor Galarick. He just seems to get a bunch of shit every time we go into combat. He just seems to sustain a major injury.
Well, we had two critical fumbles from both Fleece and Galarick. Fleece did more damage to himself than anyone else did to him in
She had forgotten.
the
I'd
combat.
forgotten about the self-damage.
You smashed yourself, and then Galarick
Yeah.
turned his ankle upside down, basically. It was
The,
bad.
the
Annoyingly,
fumble
actually, a few
failed.
days later, I did do that in person, which was...
Oh my god, yeah, you said you did,
you?
yeah. Oh,
Yes,
man.
I was limping my way to Lidl, going...
Oh, no.
You shouldn't have rolled a 1 there.
D&D
I rolled a 1.
imitates life, it seems. You
I
rolled a
feel
1.
like the fumbles and the critical fails have been really brutal this game. We seem to roll never below like an 80.
Yeah, it's
And we
been
fumble
really,
on the
really
200.
bad.
It's just
It's
been
been bad.
gnarly. But we survived.
You
Yes.
did survive, yeah.
There was the
Messed them up.
army of fleece illusions doing their best Arnie impressions up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right, yeah. Which ended up tricking the last blood judge. That's right. That was great.
Come on! Choir boy!
Pop was glitter dusting, and Galarick was crossbow shooting from the floor.
That actually was one of my favourite kill descriptions I think I've heard for a long time from you, Matt, actually, which was... It was first the guy running down because he thought you were an illusion and then realised you were the real version. And then you... I don't know how you described it exactly, but you knocked him so his head went over like the stair banister.
Yeah.
And that became an executioner's block, which then served
was
as the... I thought it was really
Trip
cool.
attempt as he was coming at me on the stairs.
That was
and
it,
his head just
yes.
happened to be over the edge
That
of the
was
stairs, so it was just a straight...
It was just
locking
beautifully clean
with
and
the,
yeah, lovely. You got to the top of the stairs after killing the blood judges, and you don't know who they are, by the way. Obviously, you don't know who they are, but they gave warning of some Lord Nemoritor, and his will.
Just some guy.
Yeah, exactly, just some guy. You don't know. You then went exploring. What do you remember finding?
A tunnel with a wall of force, I believe, slowly advancing towards us.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I had the idea, because I rolled quite well. I was like, oh, I know, I'll attack the mechanisms. And then Pop was like, no, just spider climb. And so we ended up climbing on the outside around to a broken bridge.
That's right. Yeah, there was a broken bridge, and you'd actually skipped out part of the dungeon by doing that, because I didn't think you guys would do that, obviously. So it was quite cool to see that you solved that problem in a different way.
Yep, and that's where we stopped. Nothing else happened after that. That was it. That's where we pick up. Yep,
That's where we're picking up.
Everyone's still got all of their items.
Yep, no items disintegrated, dissolved, none of that.
So you then walked into a chamber filled with a number of cylinders that contained magical potential, universal magic. Pop determined that with that you noticing that that an internal waterfall inside is actually churning like a dynamo. This is actually seems that this is a place that generates its own magical power. But yes, you went to investigate some chests, and when you opened them, you saw the bottoms of them were eaten out, and everything inside had been rusted to pieces. Unfortunately, you failed the listening checks, which meant that the rust monsters did have a surprise round on you, which was all it took. Galarick, you got very lucky in some instances that you kept everything else, but sadly, yes, your armour was eaten away.
My +1 full plate.
+1 full plate. Such a shame.
Shield.
Yeah. At least it wasn't the very expensive shield, the animated shield, that's true.
Yeah, so it was the second most expensive, not the most expensive.
Yeah, that's right. Do you remember anything else about what you did when you were exploring at all? No, that's okay. I'll just
we went back
Lamented.
out. We found the way back through to the main area. We found the sort of shortcut that we would have come through.
That's right.
And we went back out to the bridge where there was a person.
Yes, there was a pale figure at the end of the bridge that said that in the name of Lord Nemoritor, you will come no further. And that is where we will rejoin the game.
Oh.
The pale figure is staring at you across this great gulf with blazing red eyes. And we will begin by you guys making a religion check if you have it. If not, you can do a straight intelligence check with a higher DC.
16.
Oh, I have religion, but no ranks in it.
Mine's just intelligence. Oh no.
11.
Felice, you are very connected to the natural world, and you know that the figure standing opposite you across this gulf is someone that is very disconnected with the natural world. You sense that this is an undead of some kind, with sentience clearly. The vampiric figure that is opposite you glares at you with a disdain and says, "You have no hope of crossing without meeting your destruction. Turn aside now, or face the wrath of Lord Nemoritor's chosen."
Flames will step forward nearer the edge and shout back across the gap. We did not come with any intention of attacking you or taking out your forces. We certainly do not have any particular quarrel with you. We would like to understand why it is you guard this place so that you may further understand our intentions. Can we not parley?
For long years, Lord Nemoritor has bidden us, his chosen, to lie in wait until this place becomes significant once more in the events that unfold. Soon, his plan for the omens to be achieved shall be over, and the time of apocalypse shall come. We hold this place to defend the great treasures that lie within, to ensure that they do not fall into anyone's hands but our masters. So unless you have something that will bring interest to our Lord, then I'm afraid your journey here is wasted.
What kind of thing would bring interest to your lord?
What would you offer him?
A swift end.
I'm saying, help me out, boys. What have we got here? I don't think we've got anything to offer, have we?
I've known lots of nobles and of the upper class. Never heard of a Lord Nemoritor. Why don't you tell us a little about him, and we can see if we have anything that might be of interest to such a man.
The Blood Judges know him as the Blood Father. We know him as the Lord Nemoritor the Deathless, the one who shall bring about a new age, the one who will summon the Knights of the Apocalypse onto this plane.
Pop whispers to the others, more of a chosen title than a literal one, I suspect.
I think you're probably right.
Must we parley with such a foul creature? Can we not simply just dispose of it?
Fool! The vampire sees across the bridge. You would offer such disrespect to one of my kin, one of the chosen, one of the night predators and guardians of the new tomorrow.
All right, my friend is perhaps not exactly of the silver tongue, but it can be said that you're not making yourself sound particularly persuasive. Everything being about death and apocalypse. Apocalypse means the end of the world, and it's just that we live in the world.
I have nothing to persuade you of. I need not you have imposed your company here. You will turn. Or, and he smiles, perhaps we could play a game of sorts. You there, the one who is so sure of himself. The one that offers me challenge. He points at you, Galarick.
Yeah.
The partially naked one.
He has some pants on, but
Did I cast? I already cast.
yes, I do have mage armor.
Mage armor.
Yes.
Starting level Dark Souls undead, isn't he?
Yes,
Just
let's
looks like
solo them.
skinny beef jerky.
Yes. Galarick, you note that the vampire spawn is looking at you with a particularly mean eye, and he says, "Just one step closer. Mirror my position on the far side of the bridge. That's all you need to. One step closer."
Galarick, I feel like this is maybe not even a particularly well-veiled trick.
I'm fully aware. I don't fear no undead vileness.
But I do feel that... Ah, he's done it. You're not learning. You're having a bad day. You're going to make it much worse.
Galarick, you stand there and the vampire spawn's eyes gleam bright red, and he will say, "You will swim to me." Make a will save.
Okay. Some fires burning. Some devilish favour follows this. 24.
You feel that this voice is calling to you from another place, it seems, and some power beckons you into the cold, rushing water that would surely have you plunge over the falls, but something allows you to resist. What is it, Galarick?
Since leaving South Point, Galarick's had a lot more of a sort of a righteous anger and certainty against very evil creatures. And he sees this as something that should be extinguished, and he has no fear of that.
This thought kind of almost reflects the power back to the vampire spawn, who recoils and hisses, "Ah! It seems that you have a mind that is bolstered by mortal stubbornness," and he spits upon the ground. "If you will not be persuaded, then you will be destroyed." Roll initiative. The vampire spawn upon the bridge goes first.
Yeah, of course it does.
And he will reach out a hand, and I will ask Galarick, what is your touch armor class?
My touch armor class is 10, but is it a spell or a spell-like ability?
Spell coming your way, yep.
Excellent. Can he make a will save DC 16? Sorry, 17.
Rob's like, why? You don't ask me to do will saves, I ask you.
That is a failure.
Excellent. Whenever a creature will attack you, target you with a spell, or use a spell-like or supernatural ability, it must first succeed on a will save. If it fails, it must select another target or take another action. As my ring of red rule glows on my hand, Galarick immediately responds and says, "Try something else."
So that forces him to target another creature then.
Or use a different ability.
He's going to do the only thing he can do, which is to target someone else. And in that case, he quails with this. Everyone's in range of him, so let's do this fairly then, just so it's not me just picking someone else. Because initially he was picking Galarick because you were having your face off. So 1, it's Pop. 2, it's Fleece.
Yeah, Rob was just trying to make it cinematic for you, Mike, and you've ruined that for him. So
he recoils not first at your rebuttal of his psychic attempt at you, then he tries to throw some magic your way, and again, the presence of you alone just prevents the spawn from getting anything on you. Instead, however, the scorching ray bursts towards Pop instead. What is your touch armor class, Pop?
Oh no.
15.
15, okay. First one is a hit. Second one is a hit.
Like, mate.
Galarick sees what's happened, just under his breath, just goes, oh fuck.
Pop shrieks in pain behind him.
This is the end of X-Men First Class, where Magneto just deflects the bullets, but straight into Professor X's back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
This is a pretty savage...
no.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17... So, that is 17 points of damage for the first one, fire damage for the first one, Pop.
First one?
Yep, sorry. That was a lot. There was a lot of max damage there, which is offset by this one, which is 10 points of damage for the second one. Fire damage, of course. 2 scorching rays come rippling across the rushing water. Bam, bam, and slam hard into you, Pop. Fire is all about you.
I am so sorry, Pop.
From around the corner, there rushes another. And he's just going to do double movement to get to there. And you'll see on the map that he's appeared sort of above there. He's run from around the corner from the south and gotten right there. Hopefully you can see him there. So he's just done double movement there. He is joined with double movement by 2 others. So 2 male and 2 female vampires spawn, rush around the corner. They appear to be garbed in flowing black and red leathers. That is their turn. Galarick, you have rebutted every attempt of this vampire, but now it is your turn. What do you do?
I mean, firstly, Galarick has I'm so sorry, Pop. I didn't mean for that to happen. I am so sorry. Looking. What's this? What's going on with this chain here? Does it look like it's on?
Yeah, I should have said so. Driven to the ground. It's just driven to the ground with a heavy metal, spike driven into the ground. It is a metal chain that is about 5 feet above the water's surface and would simply be there for you to drag yourself over. Very, very rudimentary ferry system. There is a paddle wood on the far side of the bank. So you would just sit on it and pull yourself over. That's all it's there for.
As a swift action, I will issue a test of metal to everyone now, realizing that my earlier actions, of course, pop harm. I will try to reverse that. So they're all in range. So I need all 4 of them to make... Yes.
What's the DC?
15.
Of the 4 of them, 1 fails.
Okay, so only one of them will want to attack me, the rest...
Correct, yeah. So on their turn, they have to go after you, don't they, in some way?
Yeah.
Okay. Or is it they can only go after you, They don't have to go after anyone if they don't want, though, or are they compelled to strike you?
They're not compelled. It's not like a charm effect, but
If they
pick
attack,
me
they've got to go for you.
over.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very good. One of them hisses at your challenge, clearly bent on your destruction. The one that failed was the one up here in the top corner.
Cool. Galarick's got very little at range, so Galarick is going to 5 hop down. I don't know how high this is.
Yeah, just about 5 foot. Yeah.
To 10, and then is going to, I suppose, grab the chain and use it to pull him across, but underneath, I guess.
Okay.
Or partly in the water.
So, to do this, you are going
Just
to be
out of
asked.
curiosity, before we carry on,
Yeah.
How long does spider climb last?
Yes, you still have spider climb active from last time as well. That's correct. Yeah.
Just in case you've forgotten, because that was my plan. If you're planning on going across, it might be easier.
There's a few. It lasted a good few minutes. I believe it's a 2nd level spell.
I think spider climb lasts like a matter of like 10 minutes per
Whose spell was it? It was Pop's spell, wasn't it?
level.
Yeah,
It was,
10 minutes
yeah.
per level.
10 minutes per level.
Oh, okay, so that really should be in effect.
So you've had it you love it for way over an hour, right?
So Galarick goes to step on it, thinking he's going to try and do this balance, and then realizes, oh, my foot's stuck to this, and will keep going. Spider climb gives a 20-foot climb speed.
I'll tell you what, then, you can just use that to go across. Yeah, you can just do that across the chain if you want, because you've just got to be on a surface, so that'll be
20.
fine. Yeah.
So that gets to their double movement, will get me 5, 10, 15, to there. As Galarick is now just walking double movement across, Glaive is coming out. That's it.
Alarmed, the vampire spawn seem to ready themselves at the sight of this approaching, scoured, burned husk of a creature approaching them. We now move. As Galarick moves to solo them, Pop, you have been blasted by flames. What do you do?
So after the challenge of Galarick to swim across the water, Pop will say, "Mind control, is it? Well, let's see how powerful your minds are." And he will attempt to cast confusion. I'm not sure if it will be successful or not, due to the mind affecting part of it. I don't know if that affects vampires.
Well, that's just it.
Should say in the spell description whether it's a living target or not. This was one of the
Doesn't
problems
say
that I
living.
get all the time.
Just says a target.
In which case it might be in the vampire's description then
Like,
they're immune to
yeah.
certain things.
Is it mind affecting? Or
It is mind affecting, yeah.
Okay.
So
Immune to all mind-affecting effects, unfortunately, Pop.
That's fine. I thought that might be the case, but I thought I'd try it anyway.
So you attempt it, and sadly, the compulsion or the mind effect, they just do not respond to it whatsoever. Undead are immune to such things.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Do you want to use your movement to do anything, like take a potion or move into cover?
There's not really any cover to move into, so...
Okay. Well, you can duck beneath the stairs that you currently, that you could use that as cover, or you could
Just the doorway.
hide in the doorway, or you can just stay where you are. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll duck behind the stairs.
Cool. So that's giving you cover. So that's a plus. It would be full cover because you can just go under the stairs. So that would be +4 to your AC if they can see you. But anyway,
only little.
He's only little. Absolutely.
He's only a little guy.
Very good. So that's Pop's turn. Then Fleece, it is your turn.
Lovely. Well, Fleece will double check the distance first, which I think... So I can get to just behind Galarick in a single move anyway.
Cool.
So Skadoosh will move to there.
And is that you moving at spider climb speed?
Oh, is spider climb speed specifically slower if you're not climbing upwards or anything? If you're just walking on a surface?
I suppose you are just walking, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. If it is, that's fine. I am not in any way.
Garrett, you just moved your normal speed, didn't you?
I did a reduced one. I did 20 feet once I reached the chain.
It says spider climb because you're using the spider climb to do it. So there, we'll go with the spider climb distance then.
That's
in that
fine.
Case, yeah. So that's 20 feet.
In which
climb
case,
speed.
Then I can move to here, which doesn't really allow me to do what I wanted, unless by some miracle it's... No, damn it. I'll just do a double move then.
Okay, yeah.
I'll move 10, 50. But actually, a double move gets me to where I wanted to go anyway.
That's fine.
And where I'm stood, then I will draw one of my howler javelins.
Nice, very good. And with that, we are back to the top of the round. This guy's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. Is just going to move and block your way. He leaps agilely over there and appears to be using the exact same power that you are to do that. Running along the chain as if it was nothing. This one is just going to try and blast you, Galarick, because he has to target you, that one. Touch armor class, please.
10... 11? Sorry, 11.
That's a misroll. Pardon me. Okay, that's a hit.
Oh.
That is actually a miss. So one Scorching Ray slams into your hide. 4. For 15 points of fire damage. And the other one sizzles over the top of you. What's this one going to do? This one is just going to point out a finger like that and doom. And 3 magic missiles blossom into the air before homing automatically down on you, Fleece.
Lovely.
As we are aware, you don't have anything to do with shields at all, do you? So these aren't going to hit. 4. 9 points of force damage. Doom! As 3 magic missiles slam into you. And this one, in fact, is going to do exactly the same, Fleece. It's just going to aim some magic missiles at you for... Oh, that's bad. For 6 points of force damage, Fleece. That is the vampire's turn. Galarick, it is your turn.
Well, seeing this one's blocking the way, Galarick will take a free 5-foot step whilst going into a Holy Fury and will attempt a furious strike against the one in front of him.
Okay.
And then a normal attack.
Very good.
So, attack number 1. 28.
It's agile, but not agile enough. You slam into the spawn.
And the second attack, 20.
But it then reels out of the way of your second strike, so only the first one lands.
That's all right. So the glaive with hellfire and righteous fury does. I just wrote hellfire as opposed to the D damage then, which was silly.
Sure.
Does hellfire 12 points of damage.
Gives a violent shriek as your power burns away at him. Uncommon is the threat of the fire damage that you're doing to him. Alarming to him. Anything else on your turn, Galarick? Because you both balance on this tightrope above the falls.
That was it.
Very good. Galarick's turn over. Pop, what do you do?
I will. I'll attempt to freak them out a little, and Pop will cast Silent Image. Are we outside, by the way?
No, you are in a great cavern.
Great. Pop will cast Minor Image, which is a level 1 spell, and he will say, "You may believe you're safe in." Wait, no, I didn't know what vampires are. No, never mind. I just realised. I don't know that they're vampires.
That's okay. Well, what I will ask is a Minor Image also a mind affecting spell? Because we've established that they're immune to those, so...
I'll delay my turn, because I need to rethink it.
That's okay, no problem.
I'll delay till the end.
Okay, well, you have until Fleece takes his turn, but yeah, we'll...
They're not actually, they are...
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Well, in that case, they will still need to investigate it, so if you do want to just spring up an image, then you absolutely can do. They will get saves to do so. If it isn't, because what they're immune to in this instance is they are immune to mind effects, charms, compulsions, phantasms, patterns, and morale effects. Because they're undead.
I'll cast Blinding Colour Surge, assuming that I'm in range. Sorry. Yes, plenty of range. I'll cast Blinding Colour Surge on the lead vampire. So he needs to make a will save.
Oh, it's a will save?
It is a will save.
Then they will have to take it. I was about to say, sadly, if it's a fortitude save, that's a no-go, but if it's a will save, great.
I don't do fortitude.
Okay. From what I can see, they are not immune to blinding effects. They're immune to lots of things, but it doesn't appear that they're immune to this. So let's just go with it. Will save of what?
19.
And which one is it you're targeting?
The lead one on the chain.
That is a fail. He gives a shriek as the blinding surge of light blinds him.
He's blind for a round and I'm invisible.
To everyone or just him?
Everyone.
Very good. Anything else, Pop?
I'll do a little shuffle forward. Things I'm not visible now.
Very good. Yeah, you move forward to the very brink. And as you do so, we move to Fleece. Fleece, you are behind Galarick on the chain, taut across the falls. What do you do?
Galarick, you're rather in my way.
I can bend. I can lean.
Standing jump.
So the guy in front of Galarick, I don't know. We were always a bit funny about line of sight when I was using a bow years ago. And now I want to throw a javelin. Is it going to be an issue firing through Galarick's space?
So I would say when in melee combat, and technically they are, because Galarick has reach on him, so they are technically... I'll tell you what, make your attack, and if it's shit, then yeah, you're going to hit Galarick instead.
I mean, the thing is, if it was a risk, I think that he would go for this one, because he is also in range.
Okay, sure.
That's why I was asking.
Isn't the feat
so I'd rather
precise
not.
shot?
That's it, and I never remember. That's why I always... And it always seems a bit of a pain. Usually, when you're firing into melee, then you take a minus to the attack.
So in which case, I'll aim at this guy over here.
Okay.
Obviously, he isn't blinded, so it's not helpful with the attack because I'm not great at ranged attacks. But we'll give it a go. One javelin. That is a 16.
He moves out of the way, and the javelin slams into the wall beside him, and he gives that hissing.
No problem. So that's a single attack. I can't do another javelin because I'd have to pull out another javelin. Anybody know anything about swim speed in movement?
You can look that up on your next turn, unless you want to do
my
that.
movement?
Oh no, you haven't done. Yeah, it's your movement now, isn't it? Okay.
Which means I'm.
You need to do
happy.
a
swim check. Yeah.
To do half your speed.
Half your speed.
If
so
you fail by
half
5 or
my
more, you make no progress.
Yep. So it's going to be a swim DC of 15 because it's rough water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can make that, then you're going to be able to reach there. If not, you won't quite get there, and you'll find yourself being dragged in a different direction.
It's a swim check of what? Sorry,
DC 15 to get to where you want to.
I have a swim of 15. I can't physically fail that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So in that case, then you can just jump into the water and move.
So in
your
which case,
speed.
he holsters the axe for a moment and does like for his size, a really graceful dive.
Swan dive.
And swims to about, because it's half your speed, so I can only move about 20, so he swims to about there. That is the end of his turn. Hopefully on the next I'll be able to get out and attack. Fingers crossed.
Okay, very good. That was Fleece. We are back to the top of the round. The blinded vampire is going to stagger forward, and he's just going to take the 50% mischance. However, because he's moving towards you, Galarick, he's left your threat range.
Galarick will not take the attack opportunity because he is going to prove he's better than some
Just checking. So he's just going to try and hit you with the 50%. Let's do a. So one is a hit, 2 is a miss. So he swings wildly, but blinded, unable to land a strike on you, Galarick. This one here is going to look at you dead in the eyes, Fleece. And he's going to say,
I knew this was coming.
Pull the chain from the bank.
Yeah. I think this is probably the end of the fight for me, boys, because...
Wait, which one?
Oh, yes, he's still compelled to get you.
He didn't take any physical damage off Fleece, so he's still compelled for me.
He is. Wow.
No one's taken any
That's
damage.
true. So that's what he wants to do, but he's not able to. So instead, he's going to... Oh, what is he going to do? That is a pain. I know what he's going to do. He leaps into the air, and as he leaps into the air, zoom, he becomes gaseous. And in his gaseous form, he moves to flank you, Galarick. But because of the movement and the action taken, that's all he can do. This vampire spawn instead will look at you, Fleece, and say,
I knew it was coming.
Uproot the
Yeah.
chain. Please make a will save.
Will save, yeah, it won't work. 6, there you go. My will
You
save
are
is horrendous.
compelled to pull the chain from the bank on your next turn.
Yeah, I figured at the end of the day I wouldn't be much use to you boys in this fight. I can hit them really hard, but they won't let me.
That was Vampire Spawn 3, and 4 is going to just throw some magic missiles at you, Galarick. For 7 points of force damage. Doom, doom.
Okay.
It is now your turn, Galarick.
He is blind. And I kind of want to barge past him. So, what would that be?
So if you just want to do a bull rush attempt, that would be an attempt to push past him and knock him into the water, and you carry on. I think the best way to describe that would be a bull rush.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Okay. So a bull rush requires a few things.
Take a standard action.
Yep.
So it had to be a standard action. Oppose strength checks. I get a +2 because I'm just pushing through.
Yeah, and he won't get an attack of opportunity because he's blind. So let's just do an opposed strength check then. We just jump straight to that. Go.
So this gets with a +2.
Yeah.
14.
He gets 13. You are successful.
Ooh.
You push past him and the vampire falls into the water. Splash. We'll determine what happens with his position when it's his turn. For now, carry on. So you bull rush past him.
I don't know if leaving a threat range is going to provoke an attack opportunity in the other one.
No, because he's still in his gaseous form. So no, it does not. He has to drop that to do that. So
Cool.
You don't. The other guy's in the water. You can move further than that, I believe. Yep.
So that's 20 foot, but now I'm no longer on that. I could use the rest of my movement. And I'll go to there. And then I'll get one attack on this one. And I'll attempt a smite.
Very good.
Which will be 23.
23 is a hit.
Nice. Plus 1d8 plus 8. 11 points of... Oh, a 2 and a 1.
Yeah, atrocious
Really?
damage.
Oh.
That's such a shame. Because that was really cool. Yeah, you barge past them and then land on the back and smash this one.
I'm so sorry. I can't attack. Discard that damage. It's a standard action.
Oh,
to
of course,
rush.
yeah, we did say. Yeah, you're absolutely
So
right.
all I've done is I've just stood over there.
That's fine. So, yeah, you rush over and prepare to strike that one. Very good. That's Galarick's turn. Pop. For invisibility, what do you do?
So seeing as it worked so much last time, and it was a little bit of fun, Pop will use, which one was it? Major Image to create, let's say 3 fleece clones.
Where's the pigs?
They can't always be pigs.
They should be.
There you go. I'm afraid Matt will have to control them, but...
That's fine. They will just start running around, yelling about the chain. I get the chain! Is this a chain? Is that a chain? And just doing crazy, distracting things.
I've put a blob on the real fleece just so we don't get mixed up. Very good, yeah. So
Nice.
three illusionary fleeces start all thrashing at the chain, and the vampires are alarmed and will need to investigate to... Wait, is that mind affecting too?
It's not mind affecting.
Okay,
It is a figment, apparently.
cool, great, that's handy. Okay, anything else on your turn, Pop?
No, that is all.
Okay. Fleece, it is your turn. You really want to pull that chain out of the earth.
Yes, I do. Well, so you'll. I don't need to do a swim check, do I? Because I've got.
Nope, you can just
the
get
amount,
there.
So
Yep.
I will move to just behind Galarick, I suppose, in the water. Put my feet up on the edge of the water, grab the chain, and just try and wrench it off.
Yep, so you need to give me a strength DC 22.
No.
You're strong, but you're not able to manage it this time.
Hey man, first attempt. I'll
Yep.
get there.
So unfortunately, I'm sorry
I'm
to
gonna
do
fucking
this,
rip
but
that chain out.
yeah, that's that. That was Fleece's turn. The vampire spawn that's fallen into the water needs to do a swim check, DC 15, or yeah, otherwise he's going over the edge. The edge you'll see is defined by this line here. You know what? Let's do it publicly. We already know what the DC is.
I was looking at Fleece's one there and going, 25?
Yeah.
Is able to swim.
By 1 on the dot.
Yeah, to there. And is going to try and interact with the illusion that is Fleece. What is the DC, Pop?
The DC
Just
is
realised
a
that I rolled
will
a 25. I didn't even see that, boys. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Must have hit it by accident.
21.
And it's just locked in desperate combat now with the Fleece illusion that's on the gangway there, on the ferry. Let's see. That was him. 2 will come out. 5, 10, 15, 20. We'll move here. And he doesn't move into your threat range because, well, he does, but he's in gassy swarm, so won't provoke the attack. Drops it for free, and then immediately goes to smash you, Galarick. Armor class.
17.
That is a hit. As he slams you for 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And you sustain 1 negative level.
Oh.
Which is a -1 on all skill checks, ability checks, saving throws. -1 on all, ability checks, skill checks,
-1.
and saving throws. Yeah.
Is that attacks as well?
If an attack counts as an ability check.
It is attacks.
Yeah,
I'm relatively sure.
Yes, I believe so.
I was well versed with this crap from last time.
Yes, you were. So you feel that your life essence itself, Galarick, is drained slightly as the vampire strikes you.
Okay, so new level 7.
You lose 5 hit points.
Yeah, which
Ability
puts me
checks,
Oh,
attack
sorry,
rolls,
yeah,
skill
yeah,
checks,
you
and
do
saving
lose.
throws.
Oh dear.
to 83, and now that takes me down to that. Cool.
Right, okay, let's see.
Oh.
That one strikes you. Number 3 is going to interact with the illusions. 21, was it, Dom?
It was indeed.
That's a fail, and this one is also going to do that. A fail. So absolute shindiggery is happening across the far side. Pop, you're watching across this bank in absolute chaos. You're watching Fleece trying to pull the chain out under the water. Absolutely wild. Yeah, that's not great. We're back to the top of the round. And the first vampire, this one
And
here.
they all just gone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just did their turns, didn't I? Galarick, it's your turn.
The sneaky guys, they're going to take several turns at once, yes.
Yeah, they're that good. You're striking at the one that has ensorcelled Fleece last time. Do you continue?
I'll go for the leader one.
Okay.
That one there. I know there's nothing wrong with him at the moment, but this will be a furious strike and a normal hit.
I'm with you,
Cheers,
Matt.
mate.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, yes. No.
No, you said it now. You said it now. You're going for the leader.
Fine.
Unless, if you want to change it, you can. But I'm like, maybe...
No, if you forgot, you forgot. And Fleece, it can't tell you. He's dominated.
Charmed. Dominated. I mean, Galarick doesn't maybe necessarily know that he's mind controlled, but is wondering what Fleece is doing.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you strike at the leader then. Make your attack.
That's 30.
Is a hit.
Secondary, 20.
Is a miss.
Four. Oh, again? 15 points of damage.
He screams out with pain, but is not slain by the attack. But he looks, he looks badly wounded now. Anything else on your turn, Galarick?
No, that was it.
Pop.
Pop will concentrate on making the fleeces go. Get the chain! Pull the chain!
Okay. Fleece, it's your turn. Please make a swim check for me, first of all.
Like I'm in kindergarten cop.
Because you're holding on to the chain, the swim check is easier, but still.
Oh, the swim check was less than 15, wasn't it? You said it was 15?
Yeah, but it's less. Oh, yeah, because you don't have to now, but yeah. So you don't actually do the swim
if
check.
I
Yeah,
roll
you're
a 1, I
absolutely
get
right.
16.
Yeah. So in that case, you can just do the strength check for me, please.
I'm very
DC
annoyed.
22.
He's angry that he can't pull the chain out, so he's going to go into a rage.
Yeah, oh dear, that's a problem. Okay.
And try again. Ah! Do you know the really annoying thing was the accidental roll I did earlier? I would have done it.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have. Yep. But maybe it's a saving grace. Who knows?
Maybe.
Because goodness knows what you're going to be commanded to do once you're successful. Who knows? Maybe that could be a big problem. Let's see. That was Fleece. We're back to the top of the round.
Am I... sorry, Rob, am I allowed 2 attempts? Go on.
Yeah, I guess it's like a grapple or an attack, isn't it? So yeah, you would do the amount of times that you have an attack. Yeah, so yeah, you can.
11.
Yeah, okay. You're just struggling in the water, trying to pull that out. Very good. So back to the top of the round, and Vampire Spawn 1. Where is he? Here. Oh yeah, he was interacting with the fleece thing, and so he's going to try that again. He is successful. That is a 20 on the die, so he knows now that this is an illusion. So we'll no longer continue to interact with it. But he spent an action to do that, so what he will do is use his movement. He will provoke an attack of opportunity from you, Galarick.
I'll take it. Oh, if only.
Definitely a hit as you roll a natural 20. You smash into him. Obviously don't confirm it, but that is a hit.
At max damage, 16 points.
What is it like as you destroy this vampire spawn as he attempts to move from your threat range?
Galarick, just as confused with all the fleeces as everyone else at the moment, sees this vampire trying to leave, and as he does, is it towards him or actually going away?
He was going to go away around you to then get to the flank around here, but he just got fucked completely. So
and yeah, as he attempts to leave away, Galarick sees the opening, throws the glaive up high, and then just drives it through his head.
And as with all vampires, he is reduced to a mist-like form, and appears to dissipate away. That's him down. Vampire Spawn 2 was the one that was on the bridge here. He came out of Gassie's form. He was the one that struck you last, Galarick. He's going to attempt to do so again. Armor class?
17.
That is a miss. He swings for you wildly. How do you defend yourself?
The animated shield is already there as Galarick is focusing on that attack opportunity, and it just gets in the way of his physical attack.
And that was me quickly doing the saves of disbelief for the other two vampire spawn, because they are also grappling with the fleeces. They both fail, so those two remain ensorcelled by your power, Pop, rather usefully. That means we are now back to Galarick. What do you do?
Galarick will go for this one. As the one who's just attacked him actually isn't in range, he's too close.
Okay.
But, yes, he'll go for this one. And hopefully help Fleece out at the same time.
Alright, mate.
Attack.
I could not say anything, and I saw Matt and Dom also reacted, so I was like, I have to say something.
Oh,
Yes, we are. Apologies, Michael. What is it? Yes, do your thing.
This is a furious strike, so let's
Very
see. Yep. Never mind. And then his second attack. Never mind.
Yeah, you swing wildly at it, but it's too busy locked in battle with this one there. Yep. That was the Dominator one, right, that you went for?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That was Galarick. Pop, it is your turn.
the fleeces will start fighting with each other to try and get to the chain. It's my chain! No, it's my chain! You leave the chain alone, it's mine!
You're alarmed to see yourself reaching into the icy water around you, contesting you for this chain. It's now your turn. Make a strength check, please.
Oh, sorry. You were talking to me. I thought we were still on the... I was manoeuvring the guys to face each other. Another strength. Here we go. When my roll 20 catches up. There we go. Both attempts. Not good enough.
No, unfortunately not.
Break the chain.
We're back to the top of the round. Vampire 2 is going to swing for you, Galarick.
Yep.
17, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. You take another negative level.
Yay.
And you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the slam.
That's that, which then drops me down to there.
Oh yeah,
and
another
that takes me
another
down
5
to
HP.
There. That means now my new level is essentially level 6. And I take a minus 2 to that. Minus 2. Minus 2. Minus 2. Okay.
Okay. That one struck you. These two will do their disbelief checks. It's still 21 Pop.
Yeah, because I'm invisible, so they don't know.
Yeah, they're really struggling with this one. No, they can't break it. They are just still locked in with the illusion at the moment. Galarick, it's your turn.
Seeing Fleece is still at it, I can do one more. Okay, I'll try one more furious strike at the one who's enthralled with Fleece.
Okay.
So that will be this now. 19. Second attack. 23.
Is a hit.
Yes. And a second attack just does 20 points of damage.
Nice. It greels in horror as you strike at it. Very good. Anything else, Galarick?
That was a full attack.
Pop, anything?
The issue is this is more useful than anything else I can do, and I can't hurt them in any other way. So yes, unfortunately, Fleece is gonna
Problem
Fleece
with
is
magic.
especially yeah.
Vampires. Very difficult.
I was hoping I could use Whelm, but even Whelm is mind affecting, so that won't work on them. And Hold Person and Hesitate are all so just confusing them is the best I can do at the moment.
No, that's absolutely fine. And so far,
It's
at the
working a
moment,
treat,
it's
mate.
working. So yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So with that, Fleece, it's your turn. Yeah, give us a roll. 22.
You son of a...
The chain is pulled out of the bank and heavily sinks to the floor of the rushing river. You aren't required to do a swim check or anything because it's just your skill. So you've succeeded. I'm afraid that's it until you receive a new order. So you will tread water. I'm sorry that's boring. Okay, Fleece, that is your...
Wait, does he need to pull the chain from the other ground as well?
Maybe.
It just said pull chain out of the bank, so if that would be Fleece's interpretation.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see on his next turn.
Next time we'll see. Okay, we'll go back then to the top of the round. Vampire Spawn 2 is going to try and smash you, Galarick. Gets 17 exactly, so meets the armor class, doesn't beat it. So again, your shield comes in the way and blocks him as he goes for you. The one wounded by you is also going to try and strike you, Galarick. Possibly a fumble. That is a fumble. Mike, can you roll me a D100 table because that vampire spawn has fumbled?
83.
Ooh. He's twisted his ankle.
I think it's a taste of our bad luck.
Yeah, oh my god. 83, let's see. Hit self in threatened area. Hit friend in threatened area. Otherwise, normal damage. Doesn't threaten any of its friends, so will just damage itself. Okay. Somehow the vampire throws itself, but a loose rock comes away beneath her foot, and she just stacks it and smashes her head off a rock on the ground, doing 6 points of bludgeoning damage to itself.
Okay.
And it does not look happy after it did that.
Really
and then this one is going to continue trying to interact with the illusion. And faffs it. Galarick, it's your turn.
Garrett will do a full round action on the one who hit themselves.
Okay.
First action will be a smite. The one I should have used earlier but failed with. Which will be 24 to hit.
Is a hit.
Yes.
8 plus that. 14 points of damage.
What is it like as you destroy the vampire spawn and free Fleece from the domination?
As the spawn is, was lunging and kind of now just hit themselves. Gallo just capitalizes on this, brings the glaive up very high, full, right at the bottom of the glaive, and has a full arc of it down as he smites it down. As some radiant energy seems to emit from the impact too. And then he'll do his second attack on the one who's distracted.
Of course, yes. Yeah, so this one's trying to grapple with Fleece. Make your attack.
No.
Yeah, you just swing wide. But thankfully, the sorcery has snapped. But before we get there, Pop, it's your turn.
having seen that the sorcery has snapped, the fleeces are going to surround the vampire woman who's left, and they're going to be like, you're in for it now.
Very good. Cool.
You sound like as if Arnie's had a head injury. Yeah, but no.
I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Prepare to face my chopper.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. It's an axe.
It's an axe, of course.
Yeah.
So, Pop is focusing on that then. Felice, you're free. What do you do?
Well, I think he's probably gonna trying to think of the best place to get out.
Get out, come on!
Get out!
Get out of the waterfall, please.
And, I suspect he can just climb up onto this.
Yeah.
To stand up on the edge.
Yeah, well, you're just walking because it's an embankment that raises up, so you just effectively walk out of the water, sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But does that count as a 5-foot step if it's one square?
Oh, yeah, 5 foot, that's fine, yep.
Okay. In which case, I'll turn around and go full round on this bad boy right here. I'm not going to take anything off because I want both attacks at full for no power attack.
Yeah, make your attacks.
He is raging, so we'll do that. Okay, first attack. 28.
That's a hit.
Lovely. Second attack, 23.
Also a hit.
Lovely.
Crunch, crunch.
Da-da. And that is... Maths, sorry.
That's okay.
16 times 2 is 32. Right, okay. That is 52 points of damage to that one.
How do you destroy the vampire spawn? Sending it really
Ready there, Rob.
Amazing. I think that he steps up out of the water and he just, he kind of has this moment where his eyes are all white. And as the other one is vanquished, his eyes just sort of clarify and he realizes what he's done. He shakes his head, steps up out of the water and just sort of spins back on himself and then just looses the axe into one arm almost and just slices its head off.
He must be covered in icicles as well.
You just said you slice his head off.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my God.
absolutely, for sure.
So the difference with this one is that unlike the others that have gone and turned into mistious, gaseous form, this one's head came off. So just gets destroyed instantly and falls into the water.
Amazing. Oh, so we've kind of learned something from that. That's interesting.
Yep.
That's really cool.
And you watch as his remains cascade down the falls to his ruin.
Wicked. And yeah, absolutely. He has got water has gathered and he's just got ice, icicles sort of hanging off of him where he's been in the water. And it's just instantly frozen as it's touched him.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
Good.
Bolstered the weight of the axe a little bit.
That's sick. Okay, that was a full round of attacks. So we're back to the top of the round now. 2 is gone. Just that second ago. 3 is gone. So it's just this one here.
She's in trouble, but she thinks she's in way more trouble than she is. She still believes in all the others.
Yeah, and she really does. I think she's going to do the smart thing. I think she's going to she turns into gaseous form.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
That's a great question.
I don't know. Obviously, it's an ability, isn't it, rather than a spell?
No, you're absolutely right. I will check. I'm not sure it says in their stat block.
If it's a supernatural or extraordinary, then no. But if it's a spell-like ability, yes.
If it says in the thing it functions as the spell, then it will be an action. So
Yeah.
thing to do it. I don't know, so it doesn't matter. But...
No, it absolutely says in the text, gaseous form as a standard action, so it will provoke an attack opportunity. She throws her arms wide in preparation to do that. It provokes.
That's very much on you, Galarick. I can't, but...
Yeah, Galarick, who looks a bit gaunt. His cheeks are sunken in at this point, but he'll attempt
Yes, feeling iffy.
Iffy is definitely the word.
Bad sushi.
Bad sushi.
27.
Yes, that is a hit. You smash the vampire.
For 15 points of damage.
She gives a shriek as you smash into her, but then she will attempt to do that. But
Concentration.
At will as the spell. So as the spell would require a concentration check. So 15 points of damage would add...
Be 10 plus 15.
10 plus 15, so 25 concentration check. Which is within her power, but let's find out. Not when she rolls a 5. So it goes to make the gaseous form attempt. Bam! You stop her from doing so, Galarick. And that was her action to do that. Does she provoke an attack of opportunity of you as well, Fleece?
No, I haven't got reach. I'm 5 feet away, so I can't. I have to wait until my turn.
She runs up there using spider climb.
Has she left my threat range?
Yes. Oh, yes, you get more than one, don't you?
And also, if she ran past me to get to there, it depends what.
No, she didn't. I deliberately avoided your attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I forgot that mine gets 2, so no, I did it. There you go. Making your another attack opportunity.
27 again.
That's a hit.
It will be less, but you never know. 11 points of damage.
What is it like as you destroy the last vampire spawn, Galarick Doomdriven?
Galarick swings through as she's attempting to cast, and then seeing as she legs it, the glaive is still in the same place, and instead he sort of brings it back in a hook action and just sort of hooks up through the knees, and as he does so, just like wrangles the body on the end of his glaive until she sort of bleeds enough to like disappear and vaporize. A messy attack opportunity.
And with that messy attack opportunity, the battle is done. All that can be heard now is the rush of the waterfall as you have defeated the Deathless Chosen.
You hear from the other side of the bank. Fleece, Galarick, I'm stuck. I can't get across.
It is fine, my little friend. Don't worry, we will be back to get you. Galarick, if you feel strong enough, I can hold the rope. I can hold the chain here. And you pull yourself across on the raft to go and get Pop.
If you're sure, please.
It is not a problem.
Very well. Galarick will hop onto the raft and, hoping that Fleece has got it, will then pull
it's not going to be like, it's not playing tug of war, is it? You're only pulling yourself across the water. So he'll hold the chain as steady as he can so they can pull the raft across and get over here.
I'm just going to ask for one strength check, please, Fleece. Because there won't be any other skill check required, I think, for that simple crossing once the...
I'm gonna
just hopefully don't suddenly go weak all of a sudden.
He had a couple of rounds of he had a good few rounds of rage left, so what's that? Just
oh, true, yeah.
It's 11 balls.
Okay, well, yeah, Galarick, you feel that the chain goes a bit like loose. So
water.
Galarick, you can give me for want of a better thing. Have you got anything in swim? I know you're not technically swimming, but it's paddling.
Do
you have the skill paddle or a feat?
Well, I don't have an armor check penalty on it. So
You don't anymore, yes. Thankfully, it's silver lining.
Could you argue that this is a ride check, given that it's a similar sort of balance thing?
No.
Surf.
I mean, it was worth a try.
Oh my god. Okay. So you find rather frighteningly, Galarick, that on your way back with Pop, the raft is sort of like ebbing closer. There's like like slack in the chain, and you find that you're actually going alarmingly close to the edge. Fleece and Galarick, please make a second check for the crossing
23.
back. It's fine.
15.
There we are. Thankfully, you managed to pull it back. If those rolls had been bad, you'd have gone over the edge. So thankfully, you come back, and all three of you, after this macabre chicken hen and a bag of seed puzzle is over, you reach the far side. Can you each give me a spot check, please, when you arrive on this end? It's not a particularly high one, but I have to request
16.
Perfect.
4.
Galarick, you are sort of a little bit traumatized after that particular fight, so perhaps you're just dwelling on that horrific battle. Pop and Fleece, you note that mist that the three of the vampires spawn turned into upon their defeat appears to wisp from this area and appears to vanish, and I'll show you with their crossed out bodies down here.
Oh no.
They then
Unnatural,
continue to head
undead
south.
creatures.
Yeah, and then they vanish from sight around that corner.
Follow that fog. Galarick, you're looking a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're right, Galarick. You don't look all right.
I feel a bit lightheaded. We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. Also, very kind of you to take the brunt of that fight, especially after the first fireball flew. You deflected onto me, so that was fun, wasn't it?
I thought they'd do something different. My apologies. That's backfired.
And I don't know what happened. I'm very, very sorry. For some reason, I just got really angry with that chain, and I couldn't focus on anything. But it was very strange. Don't understand. Galarick, is there some way that we can ease your discomfort?
I don't think we have anything in our stash that could sort this.
Less a restoration or a restoration potion?
Just
restoration?
Just restoration. I've had to Google this.
Yeah.
And here's the bad thing.
I've got a potion.
I've only got
restoration.
If it's not removed in 24 hours, it will either automatically fade, but I have to do a level.
Yeah.
I have to do a check for each to see if I permanently lose the level.
Correct.
Yeah, you get like a fortitude or something to it, don't you? But
it's 24 hours pass. Yeah, not good. Not good at all, Galarick. You feel like part of yourself has left from that.
Get it back later. Who knows? I may be level 6 again.
It sort of feels a bit like the DM is meticulously trying to tear your character to pieces.
First my armor, now my levels. It's okay.
Did you do something to upset the DM? Did you piss him off recently?
I didn't know that Mike was going to be the first one to cross, to be fair, but there we are. There we are.
Was it Helldivers, Rob?
It was Helldivers. Yeah.
Crossed you in some
You messed with me. You messed with
Too
me
much
too many
friendly
times. Too much friendly fire, super earth. So, you watch as that mist fades in that direction. Is there anything you guys do in retaliation to that, or do you need to...
I think it would be good to go in blazing, running after it, but I think we need to head in that direction because that is some sort of sentience remaining, and I know that these creatures are undead.
Yeah, that's right.
I have seen similar sorts of creatures in the mountains, but not this exact creature. I do not know. But I think that, given that they are undead, it is possible that we have not fully killed them. But
Okay, well, let's. I may be woozy,
find
but
them and kill them again.
Let's go and kill.
We won't have to fight them again, will
Actually, you
we?
know what? I
We've done
think I'm just going to take a health potion quickly. I'm not feeling too
Yeah,
well.
Pop took one, by the way.
Would you mind if you could get rid of your spell? I'm having an identity crisis.
Oh, I thought you quite liked it.
Mod is 2d8 plus 10, isn't it?
2d8 plus 10 healing, that's correct.
I will take a second cure
Oh my
mod.
god, the rolls today, Michael. Goodness.
I'll have them both. Oh,
add another d8
missing
onto
a
that.
D8.
Yep.
so that's 37 in total.
Great. Yeah, you feel a little better, but obviously those marks, some of them will last. Unhealing in the way that it is.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this seems more your domain than ours. Why don't you lead the way?
So, you face a sort of a crossroads. Looking down there, first of all, you see that the wisping mist of the vampire's spawn appears to correlate around a shining crystal that gleams at the end of that particular corridor. And as you're watching them, they appear to go and appear to phase into gaps in the wall, interacting with the crystal in some way. And then they vanish.
Let us have a little look at this crystal.
Yes, I don't like the look of that.
If the mist has gone through the wall, it is not dissimilar to smoke or something when you are looking for secret doors. Perhaps this is some sort of entrance.
As the three of you walk onto that spot, you are alarmed as the floor shifts beneath you and then collapses. Can you all please make a reflex saving throw?
Shit.
Probably not. No, of course, every time. Stupid saving throws, man. When you want to be a good fighter, you really do sacrifice saving throws. Big time.
Oh my god, 19.
Hey,
Impressive.
Galarick. Oh, crap. There is a void.
So, unfortunately, Pop and Fleece, you tumble into the void, vanishing into the darkness. Galarick, you had enough reflex to be able to put yourself back onto the square that hasn't got any of the void that I've imposed onto that area to signify.
Yeah, Galarick remembered at that last moment his spider climb was still just in effect. And
Of course, yeah. So you can. That's perfect. I love that. Pop and Fleece, you tumble down a sharp, steep embankment, rolling over and over in the darkness into the shadow. You take.
Fleece, can you do Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice disappearing into the distance?
I can certainly try.
There is a sudden halt to that as both Fleece and Pop, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you land at the bottom of a hole. You find that you are in a strange chamber lit by eerie blue bioluminescent mushrooms. There are pools of cold water about you, and in here you find 4 coffins, 3 of which are being filled with the mist that you followed.
Pop will call up the hole to Galarick. We're not dead, though it looks like somebody might be.
But I am very badly injured.
I've broken both my legs.
The wound smells a little like almonds.
Like almonds. Yeah, so those 3 of the 4 vampire spawns survived the battle. When vampires spawn and vampires are destroyed, they, unless they're prevented, will just in this form go back to their coffins. They are basically on 0, disabled. And as they return to their coffins, there is a long time that they need to wait before they can regenerate. You'll have heard these stories, Fleece. You would have heard of these feral vampires that operate in the mountains. More like parasites than the kind that we know of Darrick Redhaven to be. These horrible monsters that prey on things in the mountains.
I think he's probably heard. He's not seen them, I doubt, but he's probably heard stories in that he has encountered probably undead in the form of like Draugr.
Oh yeah.
Common in the mountains, I suspect. But yeah. I think that it is. Do we have anything that can start fire? I'm not the biggest fan of fire personally, but
Well, we have torches.
I mean,
and
we
things
start fires outside when we are camping, so I suspect we have like flint.
Yeah, you can definitely start looking at that. As Fleece and Pop, you start working out how to make a fire there, and I just need to ask Galarick, do you remain where you are, or do you descend?
Galarick would have just said, "Shall I come down?"
No.
So very carefully, then by all means join us. But
We might need you to get us back up.
We've still got spider climb on, haven't we? It was hours.
Yeah, you got spider climb on.
Oh yes, of course.
It wasn't a very long fight. It felt it. It was only five rounds or so, wasn't it? 5-6 rounds.
Okay. Galarick will move to the crystal instead and just have a look at it.
Yeah, the crystal is very strange. It appears to hum with a frequency of some kind. You can make a knowledge religion check, Galarick, if you have it.
I do, but I make this at -2. 15 on the dot.
You've heard stories that undead, well, in fact, actually, I think we know probably where you would have this knowledge from. You know that there are forms of necromancy that blight this world, and some of them you have dealt with personally. You recognise this to be a phylactery of some kind, though it is long dormant. But weirdly seems to act as sort of like a gatehouse to allow the vampires to pass through this area in their gaseous form.
Well, we can't be having any of that, as Galarick will pull out his adamantine falchion and just start attacking the phylactery.
Start wailing on it.
And because it's just sustained attacks over and over, you can just smash it to pieces, and like a pale wisp of mist dissipates as you strike it to pieces.
Foul magic.
As at the word of foul magic, Pop, Fleece, have you found anything to create a fire at all, or what are you doing?
I mean, literally just want to set fire to each of the coffins.
You can just do that with your camp
We'll
supplies.
stack them up
Yeah.
in a normal fire stance. You've got to have them.
Yeah, it'll take a bit of time. I mean, we're in a chamber, so perhaps if Galarick is in need of some sort of rest, he didn't look well. We could maybe.
Oh yes, we should definitely rest where the coffins are, please.
Oh yeah, we probably shouldn't. We probably shouldn't go down into the undead chamber and then start a fire and then sleep in here. That would be a mistake, actually. Yeah, basic health and safety.
As you're preparing these then and stacking the coffins and getting this ready, can Fleece and Pop also give me a spot check, please? Galarick, you won't be able to see this, unfortunately.
Okay.
24.
25.
My best spot check ever, and you still topped it.
What's quite disturbing is that there are 4 coffins in this room. 3 of them are now contain the disabled form of the vampire spawn that you defeated. They are not a threat to you. The body that appears to be emerging out of the water, you can't speak for, however.
Oh no.
A skeletal creature appears just below the surface here.
Galarick!
And no, this is all happening all at once, so if you don't, just bear with me 1 second. As it emerges here, you're horrified to see that it is a skeleton, but it is being pulled out of the water by, I'm sorry to say, content warning, its own intestines. Bodily organs, animated, and puppeteering its own skeleton. This figure rises out of the water and gives a ghastly, cackling laugh. You thankfully managed to spot it before it ambushed you, so no surprise round. Roll initiative.
Oh, mate, that's so cool. It's so gruesome and I love it.
You can all give me a knowledge religion check or a straight intelligence with a higher DC. This is going to be hard for anyone, to be honest with you. This is not a common sight.
No. Not a clue.
6.
Oh, Pop.
16, but I'm not
paralysed
there.
with fear.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I think we found Pop's particular weak point in knowledge is undead.
Unfortunately, it's all that you make from it is how I've described it. This creature is effectively being puppeteered, manipulated by its own internal organs, given some blighted life to it, and it rises up, Pop, out of the water, and snake-like its intestines begin reaching out towards you, but you act first. What do you do?
Pop yells, no, and runs away.
Okay.
And then whips out his Wand of Magic missile, which is a standard action, I believe, to retrieve that out.
Very good. Okay. You don't provoke an attack of opportunity because it has not yet acted. It does now, however, act as it is second in the initiative. This is an ambush predator of the undead world, and it will reach out instead with its next nearest target.
Hello, it is nice to meet you.
Reese, what is your touch armor class?
16. No, 11.
The intestines just and like whip across you, and you see that there is a thin black line that runs across you. No damage is sustained from this attack at all. Please
don't
roll
like
a
that.
fortitude saving throw.
I don't like that. 23.
You just feel like everything within you shuts down for a second. Like you don't breathe, your heart stops beating, your breath catches in your lungs. But something about your willingness to survive, your resistance, whatever it is, what thought protects Fleece as you resist the power? You're
It
fine.
nearly just full on kill me. Oh my
It
God,
nearly
I'm
just
breathing.
fucking... Well, you don't know. It nearly did something bad.
No,
Put it that way.
To be honest, I think he's just really uncomfortable. Trying to pretend like he's alright, but I think he's also terrified. So I think it is sheer survival because he's like, oh fucking hell, I've got to get out of here. Yeah, and it's just fear.
Yeah, and that alone is the thing that saves you then.
Yeah.
It will... It's struck. It will move. And it will chase you, Pop.
Is that an attack of opportunity?
You've not yet acted, so you don't get one.
Oh no, you're right. Bugger.
And it will move, chasing you, Pop, to there, covering you, effectively. That is its turn. Fleece, it is your turn.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, that may have been a little undead mistake.
Fleece will do a nice running jump attack.
We'll see.
As he's running, he will enter into his second rage of the day. He will leap through the air and land in that square. And he will take off 5 for a power attack.
Mm-hmm.
But he adds 2 back on for the charge.
Got it.
Fucking hell, I'm sorry, my brain is not working with numbers today.
Don't worry about it, man. You're all good.
Yeah, see? I was actually going to do myself a misservice there. Okay, so he does his jumping attack. 27.
Is a hit.
Okay, so now I've got... So he does 3d6 plus the normal... $16, and then plus the power attack, which is 5, which is then 10, and the 10 times 3, so it's that plus 30. Sorry, it takes me ages to do this. He does a 58 points of damage as he runs and throws both hands back and just brings the axe directly down forward in a sort of wood-cutting motion.
Yeah, you smash into this thing and slime and bone shatter across this cavern. And you're standing over it as its guts and stomach and lungs push together and then push the skeleton back onto its feet. It's badly damaged indeed, but it is not yet done. Anything else on your turn, Fleece?
That's all he can do.
Pop, it is your turn. This dreaded undead is upon you. What do you do?
Galarick?
Sorry.
Galarick?
Galarick, yes, Galarick. It's your turn. And you're looking down. You are now directly above where the fight is taking place. You probably can't see because of the dynamic lighting, but directly beneath you, you see Pop has rushed beneath you, and then this thing's chased after him, and then bam, you see Fleece smash into them. They're just locked in battle beneath you. What do you do?
Is the creature below me?
Directly below you, almost, yeah.
Well, if you allow me a charge attack, but as a fool...
Yeah, sure, yeah, that's fine, yeah. That's fine.
I drop into a righteous fury, and this will be a furious charging strike.
Very good.
I know I'll take the full damage from this. Oh.
Yeah, so it's revealed to Mike what we've been looking at now. You drop down, make your attack with the charge bonus.
And then, yeah, whatever, full damage. We'll do
You have jumped, so you would ignore the first amount of it, so you won't take the full damage. It's fine.
Yeah. So that is... It's not just that. It's not just that. It's also that. Oh, that would be a threat. 34.
That is a hit.
Yes. I know. I think I know what it is, but...
Oh, really? I haven't got a clue.
Fucking freak.
I've seen pictures. I don't think we've ever used one before.
No, we haven't. Well, maybe, but a long time ago.
Because they're gross.
They're horrible.
As he drops down with both radiant and hellfire damage for... Oh, that was almost a ludicrous amount. 21 points of damage from above. Glaive just straight down.
Sorry, maths. My turn now. Sorry. That was 21, wasn't it?
Yes.
You slam into it. And then it starts knitting itself back together. There is a swirling reflux of bodily fluid that just vents through its ribs as it sort of almost hydraulically pushes itself up on what remains of it. Its smashed spine is severed in two by you, Galarick, but it limps on regardless. We're back to the top of the round. Pop. The creature is disgusting and upon you. What do you do?
Yeah, Pop will take a 5-foot step away, and while shouting, "Get it away from me!" he will blast it twice with the wand of magic missile.
Very good.
Which never misses.
Never misses.
So 2 shots fire out and 7 points of damage. Pew, pew.
Very good. It reaches out with a disgusting tendril of its own guts. But Pop, how do you destroy the morgue as it reaches for you one last time?
The pop.
The sloppiest of slops.
You were so close, Galarick. You were so close.
It's all good.
Yeah, just as it reaches, the first shot blasts whatever it was reaching with. I don't know if it was within an intestine or not, but that explodes, and then the second one hits it in the center, and just like the whatever organ is controlling it the most just disintegrates in an explosion of gore and ichor. And it yes, it splatters to the floor.
Oh dear. And with that, it reaches out one last time, but it's too much. It's just destroyed and unmade. This dreadful guardian of the vampire spawn's corpses is destroyed. You can all give me a search check, please.
28.
14.
God, I was
minus 2.
helpful. I only got 2, but I got 21.
Okay, so
those are all in combat.
the morgue has scraps of clothing still hanging from it, and it has a belt with a pouch upon it. There is, within the pouch...
Restoration.
No.
Full plate armor.
But yes, in his pocket. 400 gold pieces upon its person.
And a potion of lesser Deus Ex Machina.
There are no potions. However, you do find... who got the highest there on the search check?
That would be Pop.
Pop, you uncover a number of parchment rolls that are tattered and blurred in a lot of places. Ink has run from it. But from the ancient writings, you can see that these are a number of missives and courier reports and effectively newsletters from about the world in days long gone. Accounts of Dragon the Drowner, a serial killer known for paralyzing or using alchemy to render his victims unable to fight and then drowning them. This is a morgue, and morgues are a very specific kind of undead that are serial killers that are destroyed and then return as this deadly form of undead menace. This was a serial killer in times long past, now charged to defend vampire coffins whilst the undead masters sleep. I should have said as well, within the vampire coffins, they would have had some as well. So you know what? Let's actually see if they did have any potions on them. Can you roll a D100 for me, please, Michael?
Yes, just having a look at how you built the fire pit with the coffins.
Yeah.
3.
We didn't get the chance to actually light
Keeping
it.
it nice and low there. 3.
I think you know what that is. That's a cure light wounds potion. You know, is what it is.
Yay.
Fleece,
Anyone need a cure
D100,
light?
please.
11.
Endure elements potion. Roll me a D6, please.
That's more that if you're out in like really cold or really hot weather, you don't suffer like fatigue or anything, isn't it?
I know.
I mean, I wouldn't struggle in the cold anyway. 5.
Places are hot though, Matt.
I know.
That would be
I know.
that would be a fiery or hot environment where you would be forced to make. Or is this for anyone? It's for any kind of element effect. I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, hot or cold. Yeah.
For any.
Oh, fair enough.
Just means you can withstand. Yeah.
Deserts.
I mean, I would say we're far more likely to enter into extreme cold than extreme heat. So I'm going to offer this to Pop.
Very kind.
Or I mean, if you need it, but otherwise it goes into group.
Yeah, I'm making a note.
Pop, give me a D100, please.
D100.
Handy. Coming up. 28. Restoration.
Full plate armor.
Magic weapon, and just the standard magic weapon, which is an oil.
Well, that'll be one of yours. Are they both of yours are magic, I think?
Yeah,
No.
so that'll.
That's not.
Yeah, yours
Isn't it?
isn't. Yep.
Thanks very much.
And further
Tradies.
1d100 from each of you. So Mike, once more.
34.
34 is Fox's Cunning Potion.
I'll slide that over to Pop, I think, because I think Pop is intelligence based.
Yep, that
Yes.
increases your intelligence with Fox Cunning.
By 4.
Yep, by 4. Fleece, what is your roll?
20.
Where's 20? Cure Moderate Wounds Potion. Like a cure mod.
Everyone loves a cure mod.
And finally, Pop.
Pop that on my list.
65.
65, okay. You have a Potion of Good Hope, which is a spell that was encountered previously in the campaign at some point.
Potion of good hope.
The spell instills powerful hope in the subject. Never underestimate hope, boys. Each affected creature gains a +2 morale bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, and skill checks, and weapon damage rolls. It lasts for 1 minute per level. This lasts for 10 minutes.
That'll be for one of you two then.
Well, I would say Galarick should have that. I've got
Got to do the saves later.
I
magic
don't
weapon
think it's
and
needed.
a greater magic weapon. So I think, given that you lost your armor, you might be in greater need for upping your stats a tiny bit with that.
Thanks.
And that is what you find. Now, you mentioned you might make camp. Is that something that you want to do here, or do you want to press on for a bit more?
After he said it, he realised it was a stupid idea to set fire to these coffins down here and then immediately sleep in the smoky cavern. And we also don't know how long it takes vampires to come back. We assume that they are going to come back, but we don't know how long it takes them. It could be hours, in which case they'll come back when we're asleep. So we won't do that.
And eat us.
Let's set fire to the coffins.
Yeah, and suddenly they're up in a blaze, and like you hear like screams from the other side as their undead essence is wrought low, and black smoke fills the room in the shapes of morbid, twisted faces, and then they are gone.
Excellent stuff.
Can we throw the remains of the
The more.
yes.
You can, yes.
Yeah.
Go to the fire.
I'm sure it is just dead, but also I don't want to look at it anymore.
Goodbye, Dragon the Drowner.
Dragon the Drowner's a pretty great name, though.
Dragon the Drowner.
In fact, from that check, you might know
So
that
he
there
used
have
to
been
drown people.
Yeah. The plan was is that if he managed, because if the touch landed, it would paralyze you. So he would paralyze you, and it's not for rounds; it's for minutes, and it's a long time. So he would just paralyze you, drop you in the water.
Back to his old ways.
Yeah, that was the way.
Never lost his old ways.
Yeah. Now the worrying thing is, and from your check pop, you might remember that there were whole cults devoted to becoming serial killers for the eventual wish to become one of these when you passed on to the other side. So you could enact your sick drives for the rest of time. Why should mortality stand in the way of your twisted needs? So you probably don't want to sleep in this room. That's what I'm trying to say. You can all use your spider climb to remove yourselves from the pit without any problems.
One of my old characters could have easily turned into one of those.
Oh, let me move you guys, because you're stuck in the lighting, aren't you? So let me move you back.
Yeah, I don't think we can get past that.
Where's Pop? There he is.
One of my characters wanted to be one of those, I reckon.
What's that?
The arsonist I played in the TPK, he probably would have been quite happy to die and come back and morgue.
Yeah. As long as he could continue
They
burning.
are really horrible. And if you, those watching interested, just Google the morgue, MOHRG. The art is sickening, cool but sickening. Right, so you managed to pull yourselves out. You can have a quick look around the corner if you wanted before you rest.
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. So, you look round this corner and you see beyond there is a short plinth with what looks like a plaque graved upon it. You would need to move closer to read the writing. You see a high staircase that goes pretty high up. It's not symbolised very well on the map, but imagine it goes up pretty high from that point. And from either side of it, there stand two rather sinister-looking hooded statues. Their eyes glitter from beneath their stone cowls, a vicious ruby red.
And before we go any further, Pop will hold out an arm and thoroughly search the area for traps.
Yeah, you can give me
Having
a
foolishly walked into at least two now.
You can give me a search check. Yeah, absolutely.
Not to mention my search is much better than my spot, so even if there's something in the room, it's better for me to actively look for it than inactively find it upon me. 27. Yeah.
You don't find anything in the way of traps, but your attention is very much set on the plinth with the plaque. You feel that this is probably something that is worth your attention. The search check of 27 also allows you to realise that there are a number of different scorch marks that would probably not be visible where you just to like cast a casual eye across the room. The scorch marks blemish these stones that you see beyond the plinth in that different colour there.
Oh, on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground, yeah, just on the ground, scorch marks.
Pop will point this out to the others and take a closer look at Plinth.
You can give me a spot check to see if you can read what's on the plinth without getting closer. It's up to you.
Yeah, why not? 24.
Yeah, you've got really great eyesight, Pop, it seems. 2020.
Yeah, when he's looking for something.
Yeah.
But he's not really used to looking in caves and, like, natural places or like dungeons. He doesn't spend a lot of time in dungeons usually.
However, what you do see pop is something that might tickle his fancy, for there is a verse that is carved into the stone. And the verse says, "I am twin orbs that never touch. I reflect the world, yet hold nothing much. I am a window, but not made of glass. Without me, visions fade and pass. What am I? I am twin orbs that never touch. I reflect the world, yet hold nothing much. I am a window, but not of glass. Without me, visions fade and pass. What am I?"
Eyes.
I wondered if it was eyes.
As you utter it, Fleece, the eyes within the statues that glimmer a dangerous red fade and go dark.
Oh, did I do a thing?
I think you may have
I enjoy riddles.
prevented us from being burned to death, please.
Riddles were a bit of a pastime.
I'm still stuck on this bagpipe riddle that you posed the other day.
Oh yes, it wasn't bagpipe, though, was it?
No, it wasn't. Sorry, my mind was completely distracted from that one with that, but you have to tell me a clue the other day.
Yes, unfortunately, I can't remember what the what the riddle was.
There wasn't a
But,
riddle. We just pretended that.
There wasn't.
right,
You
okay.
pretended there was a riddle, and there wasn't an
Shall
answer.
I tell you the
for-
actual answer?
Oh, please do.
So the answer was, as is traditional in a group that I run with some of my chums and I, you don't actually. There isn't a defined answer. It's up to the answerer to define why they are correct, and then the questioner must agree with them. Isn't that fun?
I see. Well, that's not really a riddle, though, is it, Bob?
Well, no, it is, but you must discover what the answer is. That you must, and then justify it. Justify it to me, who's made up a riddle with no answer. And I must then agree or disagree with you. And should I disagree, I must put forth my case and disprove it to you and any other people who might be enjoying our game. What fun! What fun, Galarick!
I have to say I don't really understand, but you are far more
So
intelligent.
you make something up, anything that's a fun riddle that sounds like a riddle, and then the other person must say what they think it is, and therefore why, even though there's not a set answer, and then you both argue as to why or why not it can or cannot be the answer. It's a wonderful game. It passes many an hour.
I
Galarick,
see.
you look sort of angry.
It's it's this affliction that's come over me. It's just I'm tired both in body and soul right now. Let's just say that. And that's where you may think I'm angry, but actually, that's just ridiculous. It makes no sense.
Is it that Arthur meme where it's just like a close up of his fist clenched?
Very well, Pop. I will think of an answer that you can agree to over time.
Well, you must make the argument for the answer. That's the point, Gallery.
Right, but in this case, the answer was eyes.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, if it's going to do something, they have to decide an answer. You can't just say eyes. And yes, they will
No,
pre-decide
but the answer,
that eyes was the answer to the riddle. Yes, in this case, but that's a very
Yes.
Because it was the answer to the riddle, though.
yes.
Because it was correct.
But in my game, I could have justified why something else was the answer, like the moons or the reflection of a bowling ball in a still lake.
This discussion goes on for some time until you all decide what it is you want to do. You have said the passphrase that has prevented my never-ending story nostalgia trip. So that isn't going to happen anymore. Do you proceed, or do you want to camp nearby where you know, or do you want to move further ahead first?
I mean, it makes no difference to me.
I could do with a bit of rest.
As I've said many times, I am no good without a good 8 hours.
Okay, so where do you want
And a
to
coffee.
camp?
Well, I think that is. We could probably go back out.
To where we fought the spawn, or whatever the creatures were.
This side of the waterfall.
Yeah, the river bay is a good shout for sure. Yeah.
I think that is a good idea. And we are going to rest, but I'm going to take the cure moderate wounds that we found.
Very good.
Because I took a little bit of damage.
Okay.
Well, that is very disappointing.
Yeah, sadly not a very well aged potion, it seems.
Do you
But
think that's how it works? They're like wine. You've got to leave it for longer to get more.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Well, listen, they lie around in dungeons for a long time waiting to be used, so
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
one good
Maybe they
rest-
start off light, and the longer they're left, they become moderate or serious. Yes. Any other potions or anything you'd like to take? Also, what is your resting order?
Same as
Huge.
always. I think it's Pop, Fleece, Galarick.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Can you put yourselves where you're actually going to be resting? I'm going to move you, Fleece, back.
This little corner?
Yes. Thank you. I will as soon as I can see you again. My screen's gone off for a moment.
That's
As
okay.
it is want to
There
do.
you go. So,
That's we're sharing a spit.
you are sharing a space. Goodness.
There you go.
Yeah, you have a modest place to rest there, which is absolutely fine. Garrett, can you give me a listen? Yeah, listen check, please.
Sure. 2.
Dear.
2, okay.
If it's any consolation, that would have been 4 if I wasn't having negative levels.
So it's your watch, and you completely miss this.
Galarick's just sweating and
You
ill.
are first. You first realise this.
And the corner shivering.
Oh yeah, because it's not. Yeah. Okay.
Hasn't been 24 hours
No,
yet.
it's not. That was something. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. To be fair, you hear a voice, and it will just say, "Galarick Doomdriven." Such a noble knight, brought so low, so quickly. And the familiar figure of Spiter appears before you. The Ring of Red Rule does make it somewhat easier to trace your adventures, Sir Knight.
Yes, I can imagine it does. Why are you here?
Well, I couldn't help but notice that you have been having a spot of trouble in your most recent endeavours. Your exploits, as it were. They're hardly aligning with the stories of old. Or was it not Galarick Doomdriven that charged a deadly orc knight mounted upon a prehistoric creature? Was it not Sir Galarick Doomdriven that stood face to face with the dragon of old? And yet now, you seem to be struggling with even the most lowly of undead servants. This will not do. This will not do. I have charged you to stand before the idolaters, to pledge yourself to them, if you hear their offer out, of course. But it won't do if you don't reach them alive, will it?
Yes, well, I don't remember those deeds, bar little flashes and moments.
Oh, but the
So I'm sure.
idolaters do, don't forget. The idolaters remember everything about you, Galarick Doomdriven. That is why they are invested in ensuring that you survive at least long enough to stand before them. I have a little deal, a little pledge that you need make to embolden yourself and defend yourself against the threats that face you in this place. Will you not hear old Spiter out, Sir Galarick Doomdriven?
I have a feeling you're not going to go anywhere anyway, so you leave me no choice.
I offer you a choice. Pledge yourself to the idolaters now, and I will bestow you with a power that will make you one of the most dreaded warriors in this region. Refuse, and I will see what I can muster to get you by.
I have no interest in siding with devils, demons, or anything malcontent as you.
Let's
So,
not be too hasty to rush to decisions, Galarick Doomdriven. You do not know what is on offer. Perhaps a taste of what is being shown to you.
Galarick's not making any point to speak quietly, by the way. If anything, he's a bit
Oh,
louder
yeah.
than possibly normal.
Felice and Pop, you can have heard this. You'll have heard him appear in a flash of light. Who knows? Spiter being the barbed devil, his wings barbed and purple, a very, very welcoming and hungry smile is painted across his face. His horns curl back behind him, and he will say, "Very well. If you are to refuse, then I can simply offer you this pauper plate." He will show a ragged set of scale mail armor. You're not quite certain it will survive being put on, but he says, "This will be afforded to you if you refuse the offer. You can, of course, reject that too. But if you were to accept, then I would offer you this +2 adamantine full plate of calling." And he gives an utterance in Infernal, and it is an adamantine plate of calling. The phrase is uttered, and all of a sudden, every single bit of adamantine plate that would consist of that armor springs into magical life around you, Galarick, and bedecks you in this glorious set of magical armor that will doff to you on its call.
That's pretty cool.
Galarick, who's sat on the floor, is now kind of thrown into sort of a position. Oh, God.
You will be given until your rest is ended to decide, Galarick, but do remember that this is not just a decision that you make for yourself. If you, Galarick Doomdriven, fall to the menaces that wait you beyond, you will not be able to play your part in the wars to come. And that is where we're going to take a very, very short break, much later than usual, but that's how it is. We'll be back after these short messages. And we have returned. Galarick, the offer to you is not an unweighty one, for adamantine, is a rare material. You already bear a falchion, I believe, made of, as you mentioned earlier, what you used to destroy that stone with adamantine. But as a reminder, it is the ultra-hard metal and armor made from adamantine, grants its wearer damage reduction of 1 of its light armor, 2 of its medium armor, and 3 of its heavy armor. This armor would give you damage reduction 3 were you to wear it. Of course, you would also be able to call it to you with an infernal word. So that would mean if you have a surprise when not in the armor, as a swift action, it's on you. Spiter sort of like demonstrates the armor like the greasy cow salesman that he is, or the armor salesman that he is, and then says, "Or will it be the pauper plate for you, Doomdriven?" And he gestures to the rusted scale mail that he throws at the ground in front of you as well. Think of everyone that you could save if you could guarantee victory here.
I don't need your gifts to save those around me. So you can keep them. Keep them both. Each time you are here, each offer from a devil merely just reinforces my choice and why you will all pay. And I will stop you all.
Your tenacity is to be admired, Doomdriven. But never has your name been more apt. And with that, he vanishes and goes down the winding staircase once again.
Sorry for waking you both. You can go back to bed now.
I am proud of you.
Oh, thank you, please.
You have my respect, my friend.
I mean, Pop, I don't suppose you'd mind helping me out in the mornings, would you?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't want to say that in front of Spiter, but you know.
So, 8 hours have passed. You are rested. Remember, that means that you get your level back in health. Most of the spells that have been cast on you are now gone. However, Pop is able to cast Mage Armor upon Galarick then. Are there any other preparations that you make before you continue?
Not for me.
Very good.
So.
I'm good.
Aforementioned Major.
I mean, I'm not good, but, you know, I'm good.
Around the bend you can go then. Oh, Spiter's still there.
Still hanging around.
Grab him! Steal his armor!
Wait. Are the eyes of the hooded statues red again?
They glitter red with a dangerous light.
Say the word, eyes!
And once again,
Clap
their
on. Clap
eyes power off. You know that they come back at least within 8 hours.
Hey, I think I am getting good at this.
Yeah, you see this long cavern give way to a staircase and a wall that once again looks man-made. A continuation of the structure created by the Horizon Walkers. All this time, you have felt that your path has led steadily up and up and up as you're going up through this this mountain. But at the top of this steep staircase, a single door, now unlocked, is there for you.
Who wants to go first?
I will do it.
You open the door, and inside you are met with an eerie green haze that wafts around this room. Atop a short flight of stairs, you see that there is a brilliant fountain that sings with falling water. Its light appears to, or rather its water appears to have a light of its own, glimmering. The whole room is overgrown and covered with vines. That's all you can tell from where you are. Oh, and you can also see that there are weird, eerie stone statues that flank the fountain.
Fleece shouts, "Eyes!" into the room. It is fine, I've said the passphrase, we are safe.
Yes.
As we go along, can I search for further traps or
Yeah, you
obstructions?
can give a search check. That's a great idea.
Oddities, 21.
Okay, very good. So, you got above 20, which means you find everything.
Oh.
Lower would mean you would have found less. Once again, upon moving closer, you see that there is further carvings in this room. You note that the end of this carving was actually overgrown with vines, but thankfully your search check was you were able to find the whole message. That's important. Here flows the water of many worlds, a gift of life, a treasure unfurled. Sip, weary soul, and be made whole, restored in body, mind, and soul. The rest of the message reads thusly. But take not the gold nor gems that shine, for greed will curse what once was divine. The gift reversed, your strength will fade, as life's bright spark slips into shade. Beware the price of greed's cruel hand, for those who take are cursed to stand. The gold's allure, the gem's bright gleam, will shatter life like a broken dream.
Don't take the gold, chaps.
Just don't take anything.
But the water was good.
Well,
Is the water good? We have, you guys can do the check if it is magic and stuff, right?
Look, I'm not well, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and just take a sip of this. What's the worst that could happen? I'm already fucked.
No, don't say what is the worst that can happen. No!
Galarick will take a sip of the water, just...
Galarick, you are overjoyed to discover that as you take a sip of this poisonous fluid... No, I'm joking. You are amazed to see that the verse is true to its word. For it is the gift of life, a treasure unfurled, sit weary soul and be made whole, restored in body, mind and soul. This has the power of restoration. The water of many worlds has restored you. Your negative levels are undone.
I feel...
As you sip, however, you see that there is a vast amount of wealth that lies at the bottom of the fountain. It glimmers. Ancient coins and gems and mysterious-looking items lie at the bottom of the fountain.
I see. I think that water is really great. I feel much better. Look, I'm not so gaunt now. This is good. But I think it's referring to all the loot that's at the bottom of the water here.
Do you think if we took it,
it'll kill Mike? Because I'm down.
I don't know who Mike is.
Dangerous.
I'm asking the DM. Shut up. Did you put this in as a gift for me? Take it all.
Pop, did you say that you were did you say that you were doing... I know there was talk about it, but I don't remember if you actually said if you were doing...
I didn't say that I was doing it, no.
Okay. You can give me a knowledge Arcana roll, just from the glimpse of this thing, then.
Very well. 17.
You can't really tell from here, but you know there's a lot of wealth, and I'm talking a lot of wealth. There's also magical items that lurk beneath the surface. These, it would seem, have been offerings to the Water of Many Worlds, and in return of the treasure, divine blessings are put upon those who would sip here. From what you know of the Horizon Walkers, they dealt with powers from all planes of existence, and this, it seems, is a blessing from one of them.
I wonder if taking something away would turn it into poison. Would something happen if one added to the gifts? That's my wonder. Do we have anything?
You want to throw in something valuable?
Yeah.
I mean, it is all well and good, but is this the time to be experimenting?
Well, we have some bits in the bag of holding. I have to say, it's done wonders for my complexion.
I'm still
What about this
looks
Bathlax?
like meat.
Yes, well, I cannot afford that. I have a dagger of the charge breaker we could throw in.
But
Yeah.
we really could do with the the funding for our adventures. Yes, more potions and things when we find someone to buy these things from.
Oh, we don't need
Not
money.
better to keep these things for bartering.
Our stories will speak for ourselves, please.
The magical items gleam temptingly at the three of you as you have your discussion.
Please looks at Pop as if to say, "Come on, help me out." He's an idiot. Come on.
Here's an idiot.
My wonder is if we put something in there, it could make us more powerful, please.
But if you put it in, you can't take it back out because then you will be cursed or poisoned or whatever.
Yeah, but we're not going to use it anyway, are we? It's a bloody
we're going to-
dagger.
Barter with it.
Live a little. We've got plenty of things. Haven't we?
We do.
This could be a cure for who knows what ailment.
I mean,
Pop winks dramatically.
seems a strange time to wink. What are you trying to? You trying to kill the clap?
Exactly.
Is that what's happening here? It's a cure for. I just, we are here to retrieve something specific, and you want to experiment. It seems a little bit out of place to me, but if that is what you want to do, then I will not stop you.
What do you think, Galarick?
Oh, why not? Let's try the
Roll
one.
the dice.
Don't ask Galarick, you will not get any wisdom.
He's meat to his horse.
Yeah.
And
Galarick, I have great respect for your strength of character, but not your strength of brain.
one time I'll be brought back very smart, but this time maybe not. Who knows?
Okay.
Let's try with the dagger then. Let's throw it in.
So just for my record, then, so you're throwing what dagger into the fountain?
Dagger of the
Charge
charge
Breaker, which
breaker.
I've got on my thing, so I thought you gave it to me. So you're.
Oh, I thought it was in our shed loot.
You can have it in the shared loot. I'm not going to use it for anything.
It's better
Okay,
than doing
so
the sorcerer.
Galarick, you take the dagger of the charger then, and you're just going to throw it in the fountain.
Yes.
You throw it into the fountain. Kabloop. It makes a splash, and then it sinks to the bottom. And the
Very good.
water appears to glimmer with gratitude almost.
Good. Let us move on.
I think that...
Pop will take a sip of water from the fountain to see.
You drink a potion of restoration, effectively.
I am in no need for this.
Okay.
Perhaps it can heal some of my horrific acid scars.
It's going to take a bit more than that, sadly. Yeah, you still are marked by the power of Maxim and the dragon, Chlorikar.
Nothing has happened, and now we have lost the dagger.
Deleting it from there.
You don't have to delete it if you didn't want to. You could get it back.
No, because then we'll be taking it out. And then we're all cursed or poisoned or some shit.
Well, Galarick and Pop would be,
I
potentially.
wrote down the value for that dagger. You pair of idiots.
Hey, that could have
That's
been...
not in character. That's me, Matt, out of game. You are idiots. Stop throwing away our fucking goal. There are 3 doors, look.
There's
There
4
are
doors, Flute.
4 doors, yes. Yeah.
That is the 4th door. Oh, I'm not actually far enough into the room.
Yeah, there's a 4th door. So there's 3 that go ahead and a 4th that goes off to the
Now I
left.
see it.
Yeah.
Fine, if you want to choose a door, please. We can cease our experimentation.
Just stop
It could
throwing
have
our
been.
belongings into the into the thing. We can't get them back.
It was just a little dagger.
It was a 2,000 gold pieces dagger.
Chicken feed, please. Chicken feed.
Yes.
Chicken feed when you're rich, which we won't be if you keep.
Look, if we throw something in of great value, something of tens of thousands of gold, maybe then it will... Galarick's got his shield. I bet that's worth a pretty penny, isn't it, Galarick? Why don't you throw that in there, see what that
Look,
does?
I've already lost my armor. I can't lose my last standard defense.
I think maybe we need to save the funds that we have so that Galarick can afford to buy new armor. At some point,
If
we will
he's
find
desperate, he can ask that spider, and he'll just give him some armor for free. It's fine.
I think you'll find that this magic armor is doing quite well.
Pop makes the magic armor not make a dunk dunk sound.
Oh.
So petty.
So petty.
All the while, the water sort of throws light and dappled rays around the room. As you move your way around, there is a steel door to the left with strange astral-looking markings carved into it. And beyond, there are 3 doors made of wood and steel.
Is it a language on the door? Or is it just...
What languages do you understand?
Common, gnome, elven, dwarven, celestial, draconic, and infernal.
Celestial, so you know that there is a pattern that is emerging in Celestial throughout some of the glyphs that are inscribed into the door. You know that only one that may walk among the stars may pass through this door.
Interesting. Pop will relay this to the other 2 and say, and not to suggest that makes my Weather Watcher's theory more likely. But I did hear that one of their abilities was the ability to walk amongst the stars.
Right.
So, what do we think of that now,
Does
Hmm?
this mean that we can go through the door?
Absolutely not, unless you can literally or figuratively, possibly, do such a feat.
Walk among the stars.
Hmm?
I don't really
I
know
wouldn't advise it
exactly
otherwise.
We could
what that
try.
means.
But walking amongst the stars or walking through the door?
It may not be a literal thing. It might just say, I don't know.
I might think we save this door till last and see if there's any information from the other doors first.
Let's see if there's anything written on the other doors.
Fine.
It's in Celestial, by the way. It's a oft not known language. It's not insignificant. One of us knows it. Maybe a little appreciation for my knowledge this time.
Yes.
Feel like you're taking me for granted sometimes. That's all.
Stuff.
Pop, we
You
very
entered
much
into
value.
American politics recently.
Where's my thank you? Have you said thank you today?
You once said thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Oh no. We'll make the channel political. Let's
Yeah,
not do
it's
that.
too late. It's too late. So, the doors that you look at to the north of the map don't appear to have any writing carved upon them at all. Solid wooden doors with iron workings.
Left, centre, or right then?
Please, you're leaning to the centre. Let's follow you.
Well, I've sort of walked towards the center, yes. Had not made any decisions, but we can try this door. Okay. Oh, it opened.
You open the door, and a long room stacked to the ceiling with bookshelves lies before you. This must be an archive of some kind, and within it brims knowledge from many different worlds.
I may be a few days.
Pop, that is very much in your wheelhouse.
So with this, if there's any questions you have to ask about your current setting or anything to do with the Horizon Walkers or anything you want to particularly look for, this is where you could potentially unearth some answers. You can also just do like a search check to see what you find. It's up to you.
Well, I might just do a general search. See what anything comes to mind.
Yeah, give us a good search.
13.
Okay, so just a standard success on a search check there for you, Galarick. So you unearth the details about the Horizon Walkers themselves, how they have many convents that have been converted within ancient Azamar structures. There are descriptions of many of these structures that dot the surface of Main Realm. There are a few marked on the map. There's one here in Faerel. There's another to the far west, the Arrow of the West, Orenthale itself. A convert on the very, very peninsula of the Arrowhead. Which outer game is the one that was at the start of the first game.
Mm-hmm.
There is one to the very north that acts as almost like a halfway point between the lands of the Undercroft and Nurendel and the lands of Serador, basically like a border between elves and dwarves in terms of their land. And there's one that is to the very, very east as well that sticks out to your notice, one that lies not far from a structure or a place known as the Immortal City, which is effectively the capital of the Dominion that is in the land of Ascendium to the very east. So there's lots of structures like this, and this appears to be one of those. The Horizon Walkers came along and were able to use the Azamar structure as a base of their operations going forward.
Galarick has a smug moment internally going, yes, I got something before Pop. Yes.
Wasted a couple of minutes looking for weather watchers.
WWW. No. Do you want any other search checks or anything specific that you guys want to look for? No right or wrong answer. It's up to you.
Standard search for now.
Okay.
Oh, that's a natural.
Okay, so you get some general knowledge, and you, instead of Horizon Walker lore, you learn some Azamar lore. You actually learn a bit more about the True Light Rebellion, which was a story about Iskandar, the legendary Azamar hero, who defied Xalax the Chosen, who led the Exalted Legion. Iskandar rebelled against the Azamar, who, led by Xalax, wanted to hold control, dominion, you might say, over all. Iskandar fought for the free peoples of Main Realm, alongside men, elves, and dwarves, overthrew them in the True Light Rebellion within the Second Era. That's what you learn.
Please.
Yeah, Fleece will search around, searching for references to similar stuff, I suppose, really pertaining to what we're interested in, the Dominion, and I very much doubt we'll find anything to do with the Horizon lens here, but it's worth a go. 15.
Oh.
Not my worst search ever.
You learn of a place known as Star Realm, a region in Eldarium. This is where the veil between worlds is lifted. They say that walking through it is like walking through stars.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's a thing if you've been through that veil, then you can go through that door.
So a long time ago, we played in a game in Eldarium, and Star Realm is just that. It's this place where the fabric between worlds is weaker. And yeah, there is sort of like this constant gleam of stars from other places seem to like bleed through to the world. So it's like walking through the stars. That's right.
Interesting. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think we're going to get all the way to Eldarium to.
No, you don't think so.
Have a bit of a trek through Star Realm at any point soon, so that we might go through that door. So I think that door might be a bit of a write-off.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Okay.
Any specific questions you want to... By the way, no wrong answers. If you can't think of anything else, we can move somewhere else. But this is what this is for, is to try and generate more knowledge. This area.
Yeah. Is there anything on Lord Namarator?
Oh, that's a great... you can either give me a religion or another search check.
Oh, I'd have to give you a search check.
That's fine.
It's for the 15 bonus. I'm rolling like shit.
That's enough for you to unearth a number of different family trees, and strangely, while there is no mention of Namarator, that name is linked with a dynasty known as the Red Havens, whose rise to power began at a fabled ruin known as Stone Seat that is in Orenthale. It was a powerhouse of industry within the region for a very long time, until one mysterious night it blazed into sudden flame, and a city predominantly made of rock was unmade by fire that, it is said, rose from below. And it is there that the Red Haven line apparently ended.
Cool.
I suppose just it would occur to Fleece, a little bit selfish, but he is curious as to, because of his own quest, whether the word of his home has spread this far. Whether anybody actually knows of Starcrest.
About Starcrest, yeah, that's a great idea.
And sort of anything, what sort of information of Starcrest has headed down this way, and what kind of reputation it has, I suppose, as far as what people have written about. So
Give me a search check. Yeah.
4. No. Like star. I was already looking at the star realm.
Yeah, not quite. You're not sure, but you wonder, maybe that's a good thing, Fleece. Perhaps not all things belong in dusty tomes. Perhaps some things should remain beyond the eyes of earthly focus, perhaps. Who knows?
Maybe Fleece is just having a slow moment.
Okay.
Can't find
Well,
anything.
if you think of anything else, you can certainly do that, but if you want to come away and come back, that's always an option too.
Okay.
Can I look up? And there may not be anything, but I've heard he was a great hero of the realm. So I'm very interested to see if there's anything about Galarick Doomdriven in here.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah.
Give me a search check.
That's a really. Can we both have a go at that one?
Yeah.
We'll double the chances.
Oh god.
They do. Now I roll well.
15, slightly better. So just bolster your.
So, not much is known of the person that is Galarick Doomdriven, but his deeds are documented in a patchwork of different missives. The predominant one speaks of the liberation of Severance is the title of that particular Edda. And it speaks of the Knight's involvement in a liberation of entire island that had been entrapped by a faction of the fractured fallen empire known as the Vigil. The Vigil were a powerful subcell of the empire that were devoted to being a barrier against those coming from other worlds. Strangely, very similar to the Horizon Walkers in that respect. However, the Vigil would use this power to their own ends. Not only did they use Severance as a place to drag extraplanar phenomena into the mortal world to experiment on, they would also use Severance as an island prison. So everything on that island was it was just filled with inhabitants from other worlds. And it was Galarick Doomdriven, accompanied by a mysterious ranger that appeared to walk between life and death, along with a few other characters in that campaign, went up against these threats and were victorious. It is said that this was the very beginnings of the end of the Third Era, and it marked the pebbles that began to fall, that began the avalanche that was the Planar Wars.
Pop will call to Galarick and say, it's not much, but given your lack of total memory, perhaps this might ring some bells. It might clear some of that fog for you. Take a look, and he'll bring him to the book or tomes or bits of information that they've found, and hopefully give Galarick a little information on a life lost.
That's me.
It is
Damn.
very interesting, yes. It appears that you were once the sidekick to a great powerful warrior.
Galarick, can you make a will save, please?
You're so lucky.
Will save. Oh, lordy. 20 on the dot.
It is then that it's almost like you feel an emboldening, Galarick, a sensation that is something that you've felt previously in this game, but twofold. You look upon this story, Galarick, and suddenly the memories come crashing back. You remember fighting alongside Theodrex of Hemlon. You remember fighting alongside Valdane the Sorcerer, Droskor, the warrior dwarven king of the Undercroft. All of these different memories come surging back, and you feel as if a presence with a gleaming white hand puts its hand on your shoulder. And in that moment, you feel like you're exactly where you need to be. Once again, there is an extra-dimensional threat that faces this world. It was once harbinged by the Vigil, and you know from long most people know for a fact that the Vigil effectively were the fractured cell that went away that then rose up to become the Dominion, to take the place of the Empire. You have returned as they have, and it is your part to play to be there, standing in their way once more. If anything, that should encourage you in your position right now, Galarick.
I'll just keep those in my bag, I think.
Yeah, and you'll be able to perhaps pore over this tome that you found. It's like a tome of lost lore, so perhaps with further study you'll be able to learn more about your past exploits.
There's a mention here that I couldn't die. Yes, look at that.
Yes. Now the actual beast itself hasn't been marked, mainly because I don't actually remember what it was.
Neither do I.
There would have been a story about Galarick and Theodrex fighting an adamantine titanic golem at one point. I remember that being one. Destroyed by an inconvenient placing of an immovable rod.
Yes.
Fucking throat.
Yeah. But yeah, you'll have to pore over it some more at your own leisure to learn more. Is there anything else that you'd like to look at in the archive?
No, not as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he enjoys reading, but he's not very good at researching.
Sure.
In the first place, so
Galarick will give Pop sort of a look, and then he'll hand on the shoulder, just say, "Thank you for that."
Very well. I hope it brings some peace.
Yes, here's hoping.
Knowledge of a life well lived, perhaps. Fleece, what were you... I'm terribly sorry, I've forgotten exactly why you set out from your village. Was it a plague or an illness?
it is I suppose it could be called a plague, a strange ailment that is affecting a large portion of my tribe, stopping us from making trade with the nearby towns at the bases of the mountains, the towns of men.
It seems unlikely that such a thing would be in a library such as this, but I could have a quick look to see if there's any similar instances recorded in here, to see if there was anything older generations might have been able to do about it.
It is
Step on your toes, of course.
it is possible. I have tried to search for my home. Can't find it, but
It wouldn't necessarily be your home. It may have
but you would
been
be
a
looking
plague that
for
occurred elsewhere.
something similar. It is. It is possible, I suppose. I would have to give. So, Fleece would have to give Pop some sort of a rundown of the of like how it's affecting his people.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the idea is to actually search the plague itself.
He's WebMDing the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, give me a search check. It's not going to be an easy one.
No.
And you don't know whether this will be the right place. 27. Okay.
I mean, Jesus, it's a good check. He will give you a sort of the problem is really that Fleece has a rough rundown of what the sort of symptoms are and how it's affecting his people, and like that it's a slow moving, weakening disease that is basically just grinding his people to a halt and has killed quite a few members of his tribe. But he's not. He's out there trying to get people to help him figure out what it is. So he can't really give you much detail as far as.
You unearth one thing, Pop, with the lengthy description from Fleece. You unearth not the plague itself, but a tactic that was used by the followers of Priamus, who is the god of poison within these lands. They would call it a war of isolation. To diminish entire factions or cultures of people, they would use poison and plague and pestilence to isolate them, to alienate them, and effectively play a long game of diminishing an entire culture just through word of them being plagued in some way, isolating them from the outside world, sometimes having them willingly wish to isolate themselves from the outside world. This is a tactic that has been used in the past, but this is the idea of it being an intentional act to poison a people is a dark thought, but one that is not above certain powers in the world that would do anything to defeat their enemies if push came to shove. And that's Priamus.
Maybe nothing, Fleece, but it may be a
It
starting point.
It is possible, and like I say, it is. Starcrest has been. It's one of the older factions of the giants in the world. The frost giants are often not just viewed as unfriendly; they can be very unfriendly. They are often the newer tribes and roaming tribes can be brutal and warlike, but Starcrest was one of the few factions of frost giants that was more civilized and engaged in trade and craft. And so it seems to me that if this is the case, to isolate us and cut us off, if this is an attack, it does not just affect us. We have a symbiotic relationship with nearby towns of men. And so it is for their sake as well that I am trying to fight this, because if Starcrest dies off and we cannot continue the trade, not just our home will be destroyed.
well known the fear a giant can instill. Trust me. And I've seen firsthand what you can do if your people are half as strong as you. I
Oh, my
imagine you
people.
could make great enemies.
I am less than half of the size of every other occupant of Starcrest. My mother was my mother functioned at least as the clan leader, and she was a mighty and powerful woman. She still is a mighty and powerful woman, although she is under threat of this ailment at the moment. But yes, this form that you see is it may seem large to you, but I have spent my entire life as the smallest person in the room. In fact, my name itself, Fleece, it means chip. I am but an ice chip amongst my people.
A nice chip that's 4 times the size of me, so.
This is interesting. I will keep this in my mind, and hopefully we will discover more where we can.
Certainly something to follow.
It definitely is. If this is something that is intentional,
A horrific thing to think, but
it is a horrific thing to
people
think.
can
But
be
it
horrific, as we've seen only
at
yesterday.
least will mean that there may be some place for me to aim my axe. Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Well, you can always come back to this archive if you think of anything else that you would like to research. But for now, you feel like your knowledge, your lust for knowledge has been grounded for the time being.
I know the door says only those who have walked the stars, but have we actually tried the door?
We have not. It is not so much that I think we may not be able to, it is that we may not be able to without horrible calamity. But if you wish to try, again, I will not stop you.
I'm happy to just try the door, at least, and see if it opens. And if it doesn't, well, at least we can strike it off the list. It's locked.
Yeah, you push against the door and it does not budge.
Okay, well, at least I can put that thought to rest.
Very good. So you've done the middle door of those up there. Which one do you want to try next?
One on the left.
The one on the left. Very good.
To the left, to the left.
Yes, you open the door, and before you discover an armory. It is stacked with raw materials, weapons and armor of different kinds. There is a forge unlit, and some strange machinery that does not look familiar to you. It looks unearthly, almost like the generators from below. Some kind of magical craft has been used to create them.
Pop, this seems like as good a place as any. Would you give me a hand in looking for any replacement armor?
So let's see what armor is in store. Now, I've intentionally not determined what there will be in here. I decided that there was going to have an opportunity for you to have some armor if you wanted. You, of course, declined. So instead, let's just see what fate has in store for Galarick Doomdriven. What armor can you find within this place? So, Can you roll a d12 for me, please?
6.
You find some scale mail.
Okay.
Roll again.
It is already better than what you were offered.
D12 again.
D12 again, please, yeah.
A 10.
You find some banded mail.
Okay.
One last one. Reroll 6 and 10.
25.
25.
8.
Plus 2.
Adamantine.
You find a breastplate.
Okay.
So that was scale mail, a breastplate, or banded mail. Banded mail is heavy armor, scale mail and breastplate are medium. The banded mail gives an armor bonus of 6. Breastplate and scale mail, well, breastplate's 5, scale mail is 4 for the armor bonus.
You know what? We'll go with the breastplate because with the dex bonus,
Max
I
dex
actually
1,
have-
yeah.
I get my full speed in medium armor because of mastery in medium armor. So that works out the same as banded mail for me.
Oh yeah,
But-
oh yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. That's a great call, yeah.
But with the speed.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Inside there are a number of weapons. Nothing particularly stands out as like a magic weapon or anything like that, but there are sturdy weapons inside if you wanted to take up standard martial weapons. There are long swords, battle axes, there's a great sword there. There's a locked gauntlet there,
Yeah, so you can't be disarmed.
so you can't be disarmed, yeah. If you don't use the locked gauntlets, they are 8 gold pieces.
That's fine. I mean, I've got a two-handed weapon anyway, so... And if I remember, it's a move action to lock something in place, or
Yeah.
full action, so I'm probably okay with that.
I
Very
like to
good.
feel the cold ice against my skin.
Pop, you can give me a knowledge arcana.
Ah. I shall. 17.
Yeah, you're looking at one of these strange bits of kit here, next to where this cog is. And you are able to determine that this was a means of forging a magical property into both weapon and armor, if you had the resources to do so. In this case, it would be the gold required.
Yeah, I'll relay that to the other two. This machine here can magify weapons and armor. Should you have the correct resource.
I see.
But this is not a thing that we could do ourselves, is it?
One could attempt it, I suppose.
It would require a use magic device check for each item created.
I am not an artificer. I will
That is not a thing that I
stick
can.
with this find.
I'm sure I could make give it the old college try.
Yeah, give it a
Completely
try.
out of my gift.
Yeah, so to do so you would have to spend the gold of the enchantment, as has been our way in previous games. After all, gold equals XP in the age gone by of D&D, so...
I mean, I would, but I don't actually think I've got...
Not got enough gold.
I don't think I've got much gold.
I've only got
all. I've got items.
1,200.
You could maybe
But
come
I
back
don't
one
know.
day then if you learned of something that you did want to imbue, and if you had the power or the thought of
yeah.
what power to imbue it with. Yes,
166 gold.
that's all you have. 166
You have
gold.
166.
That's all he's got
Double
to
your
say.
gold.
Didn't we find some gold earlier?
Yeah, we've got loads of gold.
133
Not
pieces.
loads,
Yeah, so you found 400 gold earlier. Yeah, this session.
That's 133 each.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have that, did I?
You can now make that 134 then, Fleece, and have the remainder, just to give you a hand.
Your wistful thoughts
So
fall
I've
upon...
actually got 300 gold, thank you.
Yeah, you wistfully think of all of the gold that you had to leave behind in the dragon's hoard. Perhaps somewhere that you could revisit one day.
But also, Fleece has only got... I mean, really, he would only want to enchant his axe, because everything else he's wearing is already...
Yeah.
Chain shirt that he's wearing is already lightly enchanted. And he wouldn't want to put his axe into a random... I'm not risk it. He sleeps...
Fun for another day.
He sleeps with that thing.
Imagine if you just melted it, because it's made of like magic ice, isn't it? So if it just...
Yeah.
It's just a stick.
just
Like,
Yeah, maybe your axe is different. Maybe it isn't made like other axes because it's instead of being forged, it's like
Well, that's
iced in
the
some
thing,
way.
it's-
Yeah.
It's forged in cold, isn't it? But it's blue ice. Yeah, there's an exotic material, so it would take somebody who's an expert in blue ice to do forgery of any kind with it. I don't know.
So, that's the purpose of that room, and if you want to think about using it, then you could always come back.
Well, there is only one more room to look in,
There is.
and I think this has been a success in that, Galarick, you have got some extra armor, which is good.
Yes. Not just in my pants.
Oh no, I found a gap in the dynamic lighting.
Covering your little jerky body.
My burnt, red, charred body, yes.
Skadoosh.
So you open the door, and behold, you are shown a number of beautiful-looking display cases, and inside each of them holds a glorious-looking magical item.
That is interesting. Let us have a look and see what we can see.
So behind what looks like mysterious, magical-looking glass, you see that there are a number of items on hand. Just to name a few, let me see. There appears to be like a mysterious-looking amulet. There is a rather suave and dashing-looking cape. There is a number of crystals that gleam upon cushions. The cushion, you're sure, will come at a pretty penny too.
A cushion, you say?
There is a vest.
Plus you cushion of comfort.
There is a vest that lies there also.
This is very interesting, but these things are on plinths. I can't imagine that we can just pick them up.
Yeah, they all appear to be locked behind this mysterious-looking glass. But you can give me a spot check. Or a search check, actually, if you prefer.
I prefer a spot check.
Spot search is fine.
3.
No.
Not 20. Not that it matters on a skill check. 26.
29.
My spot.
13.
Okay. Please, first of all, you spot that there is a lever at the far end of the room. I think I accidentally deleted it, but never mind. It would have been up in the top left-hand corner. As you look at it as well, your eyes fall upon something.
It's a game of imagination.
Yeah, behind one of the sets of magical items, you see there is one thing that looks a bit like a map. And you see that it is an astral map. A map that dots a pathway of a number of stars. Or at least they look like stars, anyway.
Pathway through a number of stars. Bob, does this make any sense to you? To some sort of star map? I don't fully understand. Does it look like it maybe correlates to the room in any way?
You can give me a either a knowledge planes check, or if you prefer, pop your level.
Well, it's got to be Pop's level then, isn't it?
I'll give an idea for a planes check. Nope, 15. Because I imagine Pop's going to get a much better roll. Here's
24.
Pop, you see that this would be a common misconception. They look like stars, but actually this is a map of a theoretical principle that there exists many different worlds, and they are all aligned in different ways, and there are many paths that one may walk between them. As the Horizon Walkers were rangers that walked from one world to the next, they had to be very careful in the paths that they chose to do so. So what they did was cartography these paths onto a map known as simply the Map of Stars. You would follow the star markers to walk between worlds, and this map shows you how you would do that. And how you would follow that path.
Will, yes, relay this to the others. It says, it is a map of stars of sorts, but rather than the stars in the sky, it's the stars in our mind. You see, each points at a different dimension, a different plane of being, if you will, and these lines, these routes, these ways of travel between the planes, each a different method, a different route, a different transportation between. And yes, we'll relay exactly what Rob said, but taking about 5 times as long.
Amazing. You see that to get to this map, however, the glass is in the way, but you are confident that your search check, being as good as it was, shows that this lever would open these cases.
The lever will open the cases, I believe.
But will it? It looks like it will, but will it? Is it a trap? We have been almost killed by a few traps.
I trust your word, Pop.
Oh my god.
Galarick, you pull the lever and...
Wrong lever!
Yeah, we both fall through holes. Why do we even have that lever?
Do so. Can you please give me a spot check, please? This is going to be a really difficult spot check, so I'm trying to level your expectation.
No,
All of us.
14.
No. Garrett, bet you guys also can, yep.
11.
15.
No, I'm so sorry for what is about to happen. Galarick, you pull the lever and you do so, and it does exactly what Pop had determined. He's absolutely right. As soon as he does that, the glass comes away. It folds back, and each of these items are now free to be taken. Powerful magical items for you to take at will. But you must prove worthy to bear them, a voice utters. Galarick, what is your touch armor class?
11.
Galarick, you are horrified as a shadowy hand reaches through the wall where the lever is. And as you grab it and pull it, this hand grabs you and pulls you. As behold, the threat is unveiled. If I could select it for a goddamn second. A huge shadow just ripples through the wall and is able to grab your touch armor class. And I'm going to roll this publicly. You take 4 strength damage as incorporeal touch seizes hold of you, Galarick, as the greater shadow reaches out to determine whether you are worthy. And that is where we will leave the session tonight. So, my dear friend,
I'm genuinely trying to freak me out today, Rob.
What's that, Dom?
You're trying to freak me out.
Well, let's start with you then, because as always, we end the session by discussing our thoughts and feelings at the end of the session. So pray, Dom, how did I freak you out?
Well, first you made me paranoid about every single room we entered.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
I failed twice to remember to search before going through rooms. And from there on, I was then petrified I was going to allow us to walk into a trap when my main responsibility while exploring is to remember to search for things.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it's not just on you, but I get that, yeah.
Yeah, these fools aren't going to see anything, are they?
No.
They're built to walk through stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, I enjoyed Fleece pulling up the chain and Galarick soloing the fight. That was fun. Weirdly, for considering I didn't do that much, I quite enjoyed that fight regardless.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was worried. I was like, I hope you didn't feel like you could do anything if you were stuck on the other side, but no, I'm glad.
No, I felt like I had an impact on the fight enough and sort of had some fun with what it was I was doing, so that's all good.
Okay.
You also gave me a little bit of tingles when you had the silvery white hand on Galarick saying you're exactly where you need to be. That was my favourite moment of the session. So I very much enjoyed all of the lore drop, but that especially hit me. Thank you for that.
No, I'm glad. It's nice. I mean, it's all information. I mean, you might not be as familiar, or you guys might not have remembered, but it is weirdly fit. This is what I said right at the beginning when Mike was thinking about bringing Galarick back. I was like, if you're bringing him back for this campaign that I've already prepared, it fits so perfectly because he's coming back right at the rise of the power he fought originally before the Vigil became the Dominion. Like, I was like, this is just perfect for that reason and other reasons that are yet to be revealed. But I appreciate that, Dom. That means a lot. Speaking of Galarick Doomdriven, is the name more apt than ever before, as Spider says? What are your thoughts, Michael, at the end of the session?
Yeah, I think concern from like a points point of view, shall we say, in that negative levels, strength damage, a lot of concern for just Galarick's capabilities, but from the lore and the roleplay, I think there's some lovely moments. Yes, in the archives and with Spiter as well. But it's nice to see bits more with Fleece, with that disease and whatever with Pyramus. And still, Pop keeps quiet.
Yeah.
And the morgue, yes.
The morgue.
Oh yeah, the morgue.
Awful, but
really, really horrible. And it's one of those, isn't it? Like with Encounters, I didn't think that river fight would go the way it did. That went totally different to how I thought it was going to go. And then that one came along and you just smashed the shit out of the morgue. Like he got the drop on you and everything, but nope, you spotted him, so he didn't get a surprise round. Fleece just smashed the hell out of him. Garrick smashed the hell out of him. Pop finished him off. So it never goes Pop slaps. It never goes the way you think it will, but hopefully enjoyable regardless. Yeah, the role playing was really good this session too. I loved your bit with Spiter. I love that you told him to go sticking up his ass, basically. Like, it's like that.
Yes,
cool.
that's a recurring thing now with Spiter, but
I wanted to make it difficult for you because I was like, you need armor right now. He can offer you some armor.
Such a cool armor as well.
I thought that armor, the armor of calling, I think the calling property is so cool. And now how it's described in the book is that because it's a swift action, it just appears on you. So,
it's also so appropriate because it's like them calling Galarick as well, and it's like the temptation to be pulled in. Yeah, it's perfect.
Maybe there'll be another opportunity to find that armor. Who knows? But finally, of course, last but not least, Fleece. Matt, thoughts and feelings at the end of the session?
It was the first thing I was going to bring up. Actually, was the moment with Spiter. I appreciated the moment that Dom mentioned. I thought it was really beautiful. But as far as character goes for Galarick, because of the break that we took as well at that point, it was built up. It felt quite filmic. That it was kind of built up, like it was going to be a moment, and he was going to and ah about it. And then when it came down to it, it was like, jog on. And I was like, perfect. Yep. He didn't waver for a second. And I thought, yes, that is strength of character, which I appreciate. Like, yeah. It was
not just for Galarick, but for Mike as well, because Mike fucking loves loot. Like I knew, that's why I knew it would be really hard. Damage reduction 3, Mike just turned down damage reduction 3.
But no, but that's it, isn't it? Like I think that he Mike, that is stellar gameplay. It's good D&D, isn't it? When you have a character and it's about the character more than the stats and the game for you, and that's what's important. That's what's important to all of us, I think, and I think that is quality gameplay. Even though we have our little war between us, me and Mike, I'm starting to feel sorry for you because you are being meticulously bullied.
It seems like that, but like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've planned to attack Mike specifically. It's just
you may not have planned.
I really haven't.
He brings it on himself.
But everything you have has been horrendous.
Yes. I did pull the lever.
Yes, you did. I mean, also there is a little bit of that because I do often, because the way Galarick is, because he's this kind of that's I still I know, don't do that. Oh my god, he's doing it. I find him very frustrating. And then finally for me, for my own character, the stuff about his home and whatever is,
I love that.
It's great. It is. I'm struggling with you know how in the past when we've done bits of lore about our background, we've done it in a way where we're sat around having a conversation so you can weave a little tale. Right, we're sat at a campfire, but for some reason, with Fleece, every time his background has come up, it's been post-fight or in the midst of doing something else, because that's when it's been relevant to talk about it. Which means I'm telling it in bits, which is why where you said before about the names and stuff, like and the details. So the story isn't quite. I'm not sure I'm doing it
But you've only alluded to it. We've not had the grand overture, which will happen. It will.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's lots to come about Fleece, I can assure you.
Appreciated it that it was a moment and that it was sort of randomly that we came across trying to help each other and stuff in there as well, which is cool. But I do want to know more about Pop now, because we know a bit about
everyone wants to know
a bit about Fleece now. Like.
Yeah, and the reason I called to those names in that previous session, Matt, was because I love the idea that is why he's called Fleece. It translates as chip, and he's a small version of what his ancestors are. And I thought it's such a neat little thing.
Yeah, all the frost giants
obviously
named for ice things, but he earned the name Chip because he's just a tiny little thing.
If Fleece survives this, there will be lots of room for exploration of that for sure. But
yeah,
like we've said, you're heading towards something that has been foreshadowed as being extremely dangerous, and we know that there's going to be a change soon. So that might mean that who knows if you'll come out of this alive. Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm trying to foreshadow that this is going to be really dangerous. This is a dangerous one for sure. But as the heroes have entered the observatory, that is where we leave them. But of course, we will be back for another session of Roll the Bones very soon. If you like this video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more like it, give us a subscribe. And as we always say on Roll the Bones, bone them rolls.
Bone them rolls.
Burn them.
Don't tell you, man.